So Hank Williams was an Indian, but John Kennedy wasn't. And Chuck Berry is an Indian, but Michael Jackson ain't. And street people are Indian, but presidents of the United States ain't. And Pancho Villa was an Indian, but Che Guevara was not. And Leonard Peltier is an Indian, and the FBI ain't. And Willie Nelson is an Indian, but the president of Baylor University and unions full of cops ain't no Indians. And Los Angeles is an Indian, but New York City ain't. And Fort Worth, Texas is an Indian, but Dallas, Texas ain't. And Africa is an Indian, but Europe ain't. And baseball is an Indian, but football ain't. And Crazy Horse was an Indian, but General Custer wasn't. And Sitting Bull was an Indian, and the Indian policemen who killed him were also Indian. And Quanah Parker was an Indian, and so was Cynthia Ann Parker, who was Quanah's all-white mother. And poetry is an Indian, and journalism ain't. And proper punctuation ain't Indian. And circles are Indian. And random lines are Indian. But straight lines won't never, ever be Indian. And red meat is Indian, and corn is Indian, and potatoes are Indian, and fry bread is Indian, and health food stores try hard to be Indian. And living is Indian, but expecting to live forever ain't Indian.
Turned in her BFA for CDL, and now she drives that box truck 50 hours a week. She don't paint anymore, she misses it for sure, but who's got the time? And that day she got her money sure was sweet. Get real, or did she just give up? But she's not the type to whine, so she just follows those white lines and keeps her mouth shut. But when no one is around, she needs a little puff, and that's enough. That's right. She's vaping on the job. Spice it up, cool it down. Forget her pain, forget her place. Forget this game, forget this race, forget this town. Forget the nightmares in the news, forget these automobile blues. Forget the dream she used to dream that she forgot. Oh, forget the ball, she's vaping on the job. While Michelle drives the truck, and Danny rides the desk chair up in Midtown. One of those odd jobs that ain't really odd at all. He takes his lunch alone, while the higher-ups play ping-pong in the background. He can't remember when he ever felt this small. 'Cause the screenplay that he wrote ain't causing the commotion that he hoped. Seems like every day's the same old joke. Danny's found a special way to cope. When he sneaks out to the stairs and puts that pen up to his lips, gives it a kiss. He's vaping on the job. Spice it up, cool it down. Get his pain, get his place. Get this game, get this race, get this town. Forget the nightmares in the news, forget these automobile blues. Forget the dreams he used to dream that he forgot. Oh, forget the boss, he's vaping on the job. Oh, Daddy, it's Michelle at a bar in Queens where Dina is the barkeep. She pours them both the water and a beer. Oh, Dina, what a week it's been, says Danny as Michelle draws on her napkin. Dina fakes a smile and pretends to care. 'Cause her spirit's on the bottom shelf, and in her heart she's carrying a stone. Since the person that she thought she maybe could have loved turned out to be a ghost. So she steps out for some air, but Danny and Michelle know where she's gone. She's vaping on the job. Spice it up, cool it down. Get her pain, get her place. Forget this game, forget this race, forget this town. Forget the nightmares in the news, forget these automobile blues. Forget the dream she used to dream that she forgot. Or forget the ball, she's vaping on the job.
Oh, lovely friends. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Coming in hot.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear? Can you see?
Papa, can you see me? Papa, can you know me? Papa, can you feel me? Papa, can you teach me how to be a good boy? Teach me how to be a very healthy boy. Always being true to the way that you should do things. Healthy ways. Healthy ways. That's
There
a
we
new
go. We
song
just did a crimp.
that we're working on. That was a crimp.
Mighty Bush.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
I said that was a
Oh,
crimp.
that was a crimp. I said what is a crimp?
I said that was a crimp.
No, you said. So, can everybody?
They can hear us great, they say.
Oh, good.
So, feeling much better than last week, personally.
Yeah, I am too. My hand is almost healed. It still looks like I have psoriasis of the hand, but it's feeling a lot better. And yesterday was the first time that, since I hurt my hand, that I was able to play the guitar.
That's great, and it didn't hurt at all?
It hurts to play chords, but I can play like little solo-y things.
Oh, cool.
So I could write that guitar harmony last night.
Hell yeah. That
Like-
sounded real good.
I can play bass, but I can't play bass with my pinky. It's just kind of like a weird, like stretchy thing that still hurts a little.
Oh, so it's like connected to your pinky bone?
Yeah, somehow like this whole area is still cranked.
Man, I hate hand injuries. I cut my finger, and I can't play guitar right now.
Oh yeah.
It hurts.
So it even hurts to hold a pick.
Yeah, it's like right where you would
Ugh.
hold a pick.
So annoying.
I know. Especially 'cause I wanted to actually get things done.
Yeah. You should hire an intern to hold the pick for you.
That's a good idea. I should hire an intern to write and record songs for me, like Taylor Swift
Oh
does.
yeah, then you slide right into the Taylor Swift.
No, I understand that Taylor writes her own songs.
She is a participant in the writing of the songs. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I'm sure she. Who knows, really? You know what a millionaire is. What they do and what they don't do. I feel like a
Well,
lot
I
of-
get her whole like brand is built on this idea that she writes her own songs. So that's why I'm confused when she's like, "Oh, and then like these 4 men wrote a lot of the songs with me."
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
What does that even mean? They wrote them with me.
I don't
like a
know,
weird
Kevin. But it's
like-
also like those okay.
Yeah.
It's not interesting music to me.
Yeah. No. This is what we were. Okay. She's a medium talent. She's a millionaire.
Well, let's try to talk
Aryan-
about it without like criticizing her as a person, but just like criticizing the system that makes it possible for her to be praised as a genius in a
normal person.
field. I mean, I guess it's just not even worth talking about because it's just the further
it's worth talking about.
Disneyfication of music.
Yeah, it's like she's taking up space that there's a limited amount of space that is given to especially female artists and female musicians. So here's someone who's like a total, at best, medium talent and like getting so much praise. Like it must be so demoralizing for women writers to be like, this is what's going to get all the attention, this is what's going to be treated with like the utmost respect, and that like people like you and Ruth Garbus and just different like actual geniuses will be
Wow, I don't know
overlooked.
if I'm a genius,
Or
but
just, you know, whatever you are, like you're better than that. You know, like you're doing something that has never been done before, something very creative, something unpredictable, and it's not singing to like fucking 12-year-olds. Like you're singing to adults. You're making adult level music, you know. And so like it's fine that people want to sing to 12-year-olds. Like I have no problem with that. But like don't like actual music
I
journalists.
feel like a lot of 12-year-olds would write better lyrics than what is
Probably.
on folklore.
Yeah, like people are like from like the Guardian and fucking the Independent and like all these like newspapers and magazines and
I know. Yeah, just like the critical acclaim is driving me insane.
yeah, it's like why the fuck are you so excited about?
Kevin, you're too quiet.
Why the fuck are you so excited about this 12-year-old music that's like, you know, it's like it's music for children, which is fine, but
I just feel like we don't have like meaningful meaningful music journalism is no longer I don't know if it ever was a part of like the mainstream music culture.
well, that's the whole thing. Like now that like Pitchfork has like leveled the playing field so that like all artists are treated the same, you know, like I feel like
What do you mean?
like
by
they
that?
killed the whole concept of underground music or indie music.
Yeah,
because-
okay, that's the thing that really bothers me is calling this alternative
Yeah.
music, because this is the same people who worked on the fucking Lana Del Rey album, and it's just them churning out these like industry products
Yeah, it feels so cynical.
and calling
to
it
me.
genius. I feel like I'm gonna fucking lose my mind.
Yeah, and it's funny because, you know, like I didn't think that fucking whatever that Lana Del Rey record was called, fucking Brandy Melville. I didn't think that record was that great at all, and I didn't understand all the praise that like seemingly normal rock and roll journalists were giving it. But compared,
Kevin, I think your mic is still not working.
oh really? Is that quiet? Oh, I don't
They
know.
say it's not working.
Ha. Seems like it's working.
She's
Oh, yeah.
vaping on the job. Well, okay, I'm to pivot. It makes me so upset because there's so many like alternative and indie used to be spaces where people who didn't have the resources that someone like Taylor Swift or someone like Lana Del Rey have, and it does feel very appropriative of a culture that is coming from, that is, you know, like building itself up. And it's unfair, I think, to artists like who fuzzy. They say it's fuzzy sounding.
Huh.
I'm
They're
really
missing all this great content.
Well, they can hear me, I think. It's a little soft and scratchy. And now Chris is full echoing. Mm.
Crying. Crying. Crying.
Why would there be a problem on this very special day? Wow, now China is doubled. I'm assuming that means Christina.
China. China. That's probably this thing.
Yeah.
China.
So I'm really excited about our guest today, Kevin.
Yeah.
Tim Coe
Mm-hmm.
is so cool and so good at music. And I think that we should play a Tim Coe song and then jump
Let's do it.
on the horn,
And I'll try
on the
I'll change my
foghorn
microphone
leghorn.
and see if that will
Yeah,
make any difference.
let's try.
Change the world. gets paid. It's the world of vibration. Must be again. It's the world of illusion. Must be again. It's the world of revolution. Kill me again. Stop look out for the radiation. Yes, we are. We're gonna change the world. Say it with your voice, yeah. We're gonna change the world. Better than your choice, yeah. We're gonna change the world. Say it with your voice, yeah. We're gonna change the world. Yes, we are. 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 We're gonna change the world.
Okay, here we come.
Okay.
Let's get-
Dingle day. Okay.
It's dim, it's dim, it's dim, it's dim. Click on dim.
You touch it, I don't see it. Oh god, oh god.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Oh, we have to unmute him, I think.
Yeah. Okay, we can hear you.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi. Wait, let me turn this down.
Thank you for joining us
Can
on
you hear me?
I can. It's kind of quiet, but
Oh, why is this mic so fucked up? Is that the mic?
Is mine more normal sounding?
yeah. And then Kevin's is like
Mm.
distorted.
We
I
could
think
share
it's
for
this-
now.
I think it's OBS.
Really?
God
Let's
damn
share
it.
this mic for now.
Alright.
But I can hear you.
So, is this your first like video
Wait, should I
interview?
speak? Should I? I don't, kind of. I've never really used this, but should I be seeing you or not?
Oh yeah, you should be. It's not working.
God damn it. Why are there so many
Oh.
problems?
There it is.
You can see us now?
Yeah. Well, no, I see like people using Zoom.
That's weird, because like we're here in YouTube, but
No, that's us.
or
from
in the stream,
webcam.
but not in the crank. Why is it
That's because
always
it's from the webcam.
something?
I'm
something
sorry you
with
can't
this.
see us. We thought we figured it out.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
You can see us on the stream if you had that on your phone. or
Yeah, but just have the volume down or else you'll get crazy feedback loop. Oh, now we can't
something. Now
hear
we can't
Tim.
hear you.
Oh, you're muted. That's why.
Uh,
All right, we'll figure this out, everyone. Oh, there
Alright.
go. Cool.
blips and the bleeps.
All right, so at least you can see that we're like smiling and happy to be talking to you.
Yeah.
So, how's
I don't want to look.
how's life going in Berlin? Are you still in Berlin?
I am, yeah. It's okay. It's kind of a weird place, but it's fine.
Oh, you're in Berlin?
Yeah, I was living in Amsterdam for 7 years, and then I just moved here in March during coronavirus.
Oh.
Okay.
You did it because of the coronavirus, or just
No, I moved. I actually got really sick before, but I moved here. I just got bored of Amsterdam. It's boring.
Yeah.
And it's kind of boring here too. Yeah, it's really small, and I'm not like so into Dutch culture.
What is Dutch culture?
I just got lonely there.
Sad paintings.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to like a lot of lot of foreigners meet other non-Dutch people, but I only met Dutch people, and I mean, some people were cool, but they don't really let you in their group. You know, they don't let you in their friend group.
That's not very
So-
nice.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, so
insular.
it's hard. I struggled there. And it's really racist there, and I just, I don't know. It's
Is
weird.
Berlin any better?
Berlin's also really racist, but people are more open, kind of. It's more here. It's more like Corona racism. And
What is? Oh, really? So people are like, you are the
they're
corona.
just like Chinese.
Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
Corona, you Chinese.
God.
Yeah, it's more that, and then in Amsterdam, it's more like just they don't like Asians. I guess I don't know.
Well, sounds like you're.
I'm sick of Europe. Hold on one sec. I gotta close my window.
Okay. Yeah, I can't change that without squishing it. It's not working for some
Okay.
reason. A lot of problems.
I don't want my neighbors to hear. Yeah, I'm sick of being in Europe, to be honest.
Are you gonna come back? Here?
I want to, yeah, kind of.
I'd be scared to fly back right now.
I'm scared to fly, and I wouldn't go now. I wouldn't go to America now. It seems kind of fucked up. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, at some point.
I wouldn't go anywhere now.
Do you have a lot of family in America?
In Los Angeles, not a lot, but yeah, my mom's there and my sister's there, and like Ariel and friends and stuff.
Is it hard to be away from them? Because we always talk about moving to like Portugal or something. 'Cause I think it'd be, in a way, it would be less stressful, you know, to be an expat somewhere. Because then, you know, like whatever shit's happening in the country that you're living in, it doesn't really feel as problematic as, you know, being in the United States and seeing what's happening in the United States. You know what I mean? Like if there's like some kind of like civil unrest in Portugal, I'd probably.
Well, you would just rather be like the outsider.
Yeah, I'd rather just be the outsider
Yeah.
and feel like, yeah, this sucks, but I don't feel like personally connected to it or something.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, kind of. I'm also looking there now to live there, but
Oh yeah.
I hear it's the best place to live.
it's pretty fun. It's fun, but it is good to be kind of outside of it. But after a while, like I start to feel like I should be in America. Like I should be there. I want to be a part of it, you know?
Yeah.
But I've been gone a long time, so, and I'm kind of alone a lot, so maybe that's why. But I think you would like it.
Yeah.
We like to be alone.
Yeah.
No, I mean I think you would like you know being outside of America.
Oh yeah. When we met in LA. Were you living there? Were you? I think you were just visiting, right?
I was visiting, yeah.
Were you like working on music stuff or
I
just?
don't know why I was there. I think I was. Can't remember. Either I was doing something with Chris or I can't remember.
I was just reading this interview you did recently. I think it was like Weirdo Music Forever or something.
Yeah.
But you were I got kind of mad at you because you were able to be cool before you started making music. Like you were already cool.
Not cool.
She hates it when people are cool.
I know I'm not cool.
I mean, like,
people think I'm cool.
You didn't have
My
to
friend
do
even
it.
my friend wrote me even. He was like, "People think you're really cool, man." I'm not.
Yeah.
But you got to like be kind of in the art world before being a musician, which I feel like is cooler than like struggling to figure out what kind of musician you are.
Well, I wasn't making art though. I was just kind of in it,
Really?
looking at it.
It sounded like you were making art from what I read.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how I got to do the things I've gotten to do. Like I never said a word. I never spoke. I was so shy. I didn't play till I was like much older.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
always got to do stuff. Like when I was like 18 or 17, I went on my friend took me. I got to go on Lollapalooza tour.
Like playing bass?
No, just my friend was friends with Eddie Vedder. Like they were pen pals because they met because Eddie Vedder, he loves Fugazi, you know.
Okay.
And they met and invited him on Lollapalooza, and I got to go, and then through that I somehow got to work at Golden Boys for a long time, and then I don't know.
That's what I mean, though. No one would have ever invited me to go to Lollapalooza when I was like, how old are you? 17?
Are you from LA?
No.
No.
I'm from New York. I'm from the suburbs of New York, which is very.
Should have lived in LA then.
I know. How do you feel about being a front man now?
I hate it. I mean, I still don't see myself as that.
So, like, how do you deal with that? How do you, like, why even make music if you hate it? Being the front man, like, why release it? You know,
I don't hate music.
I'm not challenging you. I go through this.
I
as well.
I have to eat. You know, I have to like make us. It's the only way I know how to make a little bit of money.
Yeah.
That's
So
like being in Europe.
You're not doing like graphic design stuff for money anymore?
No design. I made some art, but it's hard to make money doing that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you designed the cover of a Chris Kraus novel, is that right?
A long time ago, I didn't do Chris Kraus. I did I worked for Semiotext. I did like the William Burroughs Reader.
Oh, cool.
I did some Fanny Howe or something. And I worked, I don't know, I can't even remember anymore. I worked mostly in TV and stuff.
Oh yeah, like what'd you do?
And films. I did like end tags and you know, like at the end it's like Burger King or like all the graphics for that.
Okay.
You know?
So you use you know how to use things, After Effects, complicated things? No,
I would just. I mean, they would hire an animator and stuff. I'm not really technical at all. But I would do it all by hand.
Oh, cool.
I learned Photoshop a little bit, and then the other guys would animate it and stuff. But I only play, I guess, because I'm here. I don't know what else to do.
Are you playing shows right now?
I do kind of like that. I have a show in September.
Okay.
In Amsterdam, yeah.
I forgot that Europe is kind of getting back to normal.
It's just, it's been kind of shut down. But in Berlin, it's shut down. But no one wears a mask. No one social distances. It's weird. And tonight, I went to get food, and I was the only one wearing a mask, and it feels weird, you know.
That's interesting. So it's not spreading like it is in the U.S.?
No. I mean, a little bit. There was I checked today. I think there was 30 something.
Wow, we have
cases.
We have 40 a day just in Athens, Georgia.
Okay, yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was out all weekend with no mask, at the park, all these people around.
Wow.
I think
it's
weird.
Weird.
It's a different world.
It's weird, yeah.
America hates America.
So how'd you get into playing music?
I always kind of played, I guess, but I didn't really play in a band until I played with Farmer. Do you know Farmer Dave?
Yeah.
And Jimmy
Yeah.
A. I played with them.
Is that like all night radio or something?
I played in All That Radio.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love that record.
Because I saw them and I was like, oh, I think they need a bass player. I just thought, well, if I played in a band, that one would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And they said yes. And then when it broke up, I immediately kind of played with Ariel.
Okay, cool.
And then I did that for a little bit, and then the band kind of changed. Like there was different people, and I think once he played with you, right?
Yeah, we were wondering if you were at
Were
that
you in the band for that?
show.
I wasn't in the band at that point,
Okay.
or I was, and then I left because I was playing with White Magic.
Oh,
or
cool.
something, or Cass McCombs or something. But then I think I tried to go to the show, but
Okay,
I
Avalon or
no, where was it? It was on can't remember the name anymore. On Wilshire.
oh, was it the El Rey?
The El Rey, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think.
That was like the first show that we.
Or something. And I think Ariel played, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's more to the story than that, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a. That's like kind of like a funny story because the way the El Rey backstage is set up, there's like one on this side and then the stage, and then there's one on the other side.
Oh, right.
And so we had like this guy in our band at that time that was like really neurotic and like pretty insane, and he like thought that maybe Ariel's band did steal the bottle of vodka from the backstage. Maybe they didn't. Like, I never gave a shit, but like for some reason he like made a big stink about it.
Didn't he like accuse multiple bands of doing that
He
though
would
too?
always, yeah, he was like very intense about the alcohol.
Your band member,
My band member was like, really intense about it. So then that really like set the tone for the tour that we're supposed to do together. Because like Ariel was like, we didn't do that, and then I feel like that just made everyone just feel weird about each other, and then because the vibes were just kind of bad from the very beginning. But I love Ariel. I love his music, and so I never ever had a bad feeling about him. Like even if he could steal all the fucking vodka he wants, I would still love it. Not a problem for me. But for some reason,
I wanted to ask because like you have like a horse on stage, right?
we did one time. Yeah, we did. We did a show in New York where we had a horse on stage, and I rode it.
Because I tried to get I played a festival last year, and I said like, hey, part of my performance said I need a horse, and if you don't get it, like I can't play because I can't do my thing,
Yeah.
And then I thought about you. I was like, well, Montreal got the horse, and then Hype Williams, you know that band?
Yeah.
Like he also at Field Day or something like didn't play because he didn't get a horse.
That's why I didn't play any festivals last year either.
You didn't headline Coachella.
Yeah, I was
But
going to, but they wouldn't provide a horse.
They said that they couldn't get the horse because the horse would freak out, like with the noise. But I wasn't gonna play music. It was like. But you did, right? Like you had music.
Yeah, so we had to do a lot of research and find a horse that like had done a lot of film work and TV work, so it wasn't just like taking a horse out of the field, So it was like it was used to being around like lots of noise and stuff, but it actually took a really massive poop on stage. Luckily, like right before we went on stage, it was backstage, and he like had like the massive poop. So it's definitely kind of like a dicey proposition to like have a giant animal on stage. But it was cute because and also like the horse had its trainer the whole time, and we gave her this like special costume so it fit into the vibe of the show. But she was like with the horse the whole time, so I wasn't like alone with the horse. That would have been actually pretty scary to just be on the horse with.
I'm really scared of horses.
Okay.
I wouldn't enjoy to be
It was a big,
near a big horse.
Yeah, they're really big.
Yeah.
I really like them though.
So what was your plan? What were you gonna do?
I mean, totally worked it out. I just,
I love it. It's just gonna be like a spontaneous.
I think I was just in a weird mood about like the music industry at that time. I mean, I always am, but I was just being difficult. I was just being difficult. I thought, what can I do
So that's like,
to
I think why I relate to you so much and to the people that you collaborate with, because I hate the music industry so much. And I hate having to play its games. And like, I think it's so, okay, first of all, I'm the biggest.
Maybe because of where you come from, right?
What do you mean?
Like before you were like very like, I don't know, like DIY style, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You never worried about it before.
Like as a choice, you know?
Yeah.
I think. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, but I think I always wanted to like be a musician that like people cared about. And so that's like what's hard for me is like I want to do things that like make people like blow their minds or something. I don't know if I succeed in that ever, but like I want that. It's not that I want this like commercial success thing.
Yeah.
You know? Do you feel that way? Like that it those two parts of your brain like misunderstand each other?
No, I don't care about the commercial success part. I like that I get to, you know, make a living playing.
What about blowing people's minds?
Blowing people's minds, I don't care about that. Maybe there was like, no. I mean, it's fun to like play a good show and be like, you know, we kicked ass, you know, but
like your music, your output, I mean, like all the Ariel Pink stuff totally blew my mind open. And I love that shit so much. And your bass lines are incredible.
I never thought about it like that because I was playing. At first, it's so hard. I was concentrating so much, and then I just wanted to. I mean, I'm like pleasing Ariel, you know, not the audience. I just want him to have a good show.
So you're like not having to battle your own ego too much. You're just kind of existing and enjoying the process.
Kind of, yeah, I guess so. I mean, and then you know, and then we got bigger, I guess, and got more attention. Then maybe my ego like got a little bigger. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't. You know, when you don't have any attention at all, and then you just get a bunch, it's fun, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to not get caught up in it, like a lot of people who have. That bumps me out. I'm not really there. I don't know. I don't want to be friends with people like that.
What do you mean? Like, what do you see as getting caught up in it?
Also, have to be careful not to like say too much stuff right now.
Yeah. We just
my friend warned me to not run my mouth.
Really?
You know, like there's a lot of sweet people in our world, in our music, like our peers and stuff.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, like, I don't know, there's some who are like, they're gonna do really well. They're special, you know?
Uh-huh.
And some of them I would just pray. It's like, I hope it doesn't get to them. I hope they don't get caught up. And they do.
Yeah, I guess.
Which is okay if you just kind of catch yourself, you know. It's fun
I think you can come back from it.
It's fun to like get into the rock mode.
Do you feel like you got caught up in that?
I don't know. I don't think we were ever like. I don't ever see myself as like a big that way. But I did get caught up in the attention for a second.
Mm.
Yeah, it's funny. Like if you play like a big show, and there's like, if especially like a big festival or something, and there's just already like thousands and thousands of people there because they're just there for the festival, you know, and then they're like cheering
Yeah.
for you, and it's like it feels like, oh my god, especially like in Europe or something, like if you play, say you play like in Spain or something, and it's like this huge festival, and there's just like tens of thousands of people there, and they're like watching all the shit happening, and they watch your show, and they're cheering, and it seems like they know all the songs, and like, wow, we're huge. But then like if you come back and play like a club show, like 6 months later, at least this was the experience for me, and like there's like 30 people there. You're like, oh, I guess
I like the club shows.
yeah.
You
it's
like that
I like-
better?
I like that better. Yeah, because
So-
the big ones are just they're too big. You know, you can't
Yeah.
relate.
Yeah.
I guess.
It feels so
I mean,
alienating.
I mean, it's fun and it sounds better and stuff, but
But it's also like such a headache when it, you know, like especially you don't get a sound check, and so you just have to run on stage, and like if you like rely on monitors, you're fucked, because it's like God only knows
Yeah.
like what's gonna be coming out of your monitor, and you just have to
Right.
just like go 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 go, you know, it's like a SWAT team or something, and then it's like the thing's over. And you're like, oh, that wasn't very glamorous at all. I feel totally humiliated. Like I feel like most of music is just like an experience of humiliation, where you're like, oh, this is supposed
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be cool. I'm supposed to be a rock star, but like in reality, I'm just.
I like that feeling though. I like feeling humiliated.
I think it's probably a little different too, as because I also play bass in Christina's band, and so like
Mhm.
when we do a show, there's like way less on the line for me emotionally. Like I can just enjoy just being a musician in the band, but when I'm doing like a Montreal thing, I absorb so much more stress and so much more humiliation. You know, it's like I just feel like so much more vulnerable,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so like it can be way. I don't know. In a way, it's like the worst of all worlds, because if it's like,
Being the front person.
yeah, being the front person, because like you have to absorb you get all the attention, which can be cool, but at the same time, like if it's like a bad environment or a fucked up situation, then like you're the one that looks like an asshole, but the bass player is fine. Like no one is gonna remember like, oh, look how like there's the bass player failing. You know, it's like, I mean, like, oh, look how horribly this guy's singing, or like whatever. Bass player, I feel like unless you're a musician, you know, like all the other musicians on stage are just kind of like, some eye candy maybe, or just people don't even really know what's happening, but then like it's all about singing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true.
It's scary being the singer and singing your songs, and
Yeah.
You're good at that. You guys are good at that.
thank you.
I mean, it's fun. I like being the front man. I like being like the person in charge. I'm kind of like a little bit of a control freak in that way, and I have a lot to say, obviously. You know,
Mhm.
so it's just kind of, I wouldn't want to just not be a front person moving forward, you know, but I think it's really fun for me to play bass in Christina's band, because it also feels great to just be a musician and not have any of like the extra like superfluous stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
I just need to be really good at playing this and like lock in with the drummer, and I want the band to be really tight and badass.
Yeah, I always had fun playing in other people's bands.
Yeah.
And like, no matter how much they hated how the show went, I would just be like, I don't know, I had a good
Isn't
time.
it funny? Yeah, it's like as a bass player, like, because you would have like really bad feelings after some of the shows, and I was always like, oh, they're always
Oh yeah, after like Low Kid S1
after,
shows,
like,
yeah.
the shows, and I've been like thrown into the deepest pits of despair after Montreal shows, but like I always had
Does-
fun just playing bass in someone's band.
Yeah.
Does it bother you if people hate the show?
For Montreal, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
keeps me up at night. But then like playing bass in someone else's band, it's like as long as I didn't fuck up, then like I'm okay. You know, like oh, I didn't play any bad notes, so it was a good show.
I'm so jealous of like your world's ability to at least make it seem like you do not give a shit at all about like how it's being received by the audience.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or like,
Well, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's about people liking it or hating it. As long as it's one or the other, you know.
But what is
It
it
would suck if
about?
it was not.
for you.
What do you mean?
What if it's not about that? What is it about?
I mean, it's nice if they like it, but I don't care if they don't like it. You know, I don't
Because
know.
you just have enough faith in what you're doing, or you enjoy it, or
I like it. I like it.
Is it kind of like being in a band with Ariel? Cause I saw like we've played a lot of shows.
But I'm
together.
speaking about my own stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
yeah.
Yeah. With Ariel, it's. I mean, maybe it's a little different
But I was thinking
because yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, well, if I'm playing with other people, then I have to like, I don't want to make them upset, you know.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like I just played with, like, I was playing bass for Damo Suzuki recently, and he does that thing where he has his what is that called? You know, like he just gets people in each city and puts a band together and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he was saying, he's like, yeah, I don't care about the music, you know, just all about how it just comes out and how you feel and blah blah. And I played really, I guess, bad to him. I didn't play.
Oh no.
I kind of sat down. I was like playing with my hair, like this.
You took it too seriously.
And I also got a little nervous. I was like, well, I don't know what to do right now, so I'm just not gonna play. So I just kind of like stood there. And then I think it bothered him, you know.
Yeah.
Even though he said like, oh, it doesn't matter.
You
It's
called
not-
his bluff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, see, you do care.
That's the thing, though. I think like everybody, like I want to believe you because I want to feel the way you say you feel, but there's no way. Like, I feel like everybody must care about how the audience receives it in some way. It just really not emotionally affect you.
I mean, in the past, yes, of course, but now maybe for like 3 seconds,
You've just learned.
and then I can just kind of like, whatever, like get over it.
I feel like it's just you guys. Like you've had.
Like
so
I'll make
much
it worse,
success.
you know. I will just like make my show even worse. I scream at everyone. I like throw my guitar around because I can't really play and sing at the same time.
I can't imagine you being.
And I'm scared.
problem.
I have like stage fright really bad lately. So I don't know. I have to do something to make it fun, you know?
What do you think the stage fright is about?
I don't know. Maybe with Ariel and other bands, like I started to just get bored a lot. Like after like 20 minutes, I just get like, I don't want to be up there, you know?
Yeah, I've had that feeling.
But now I don't know. Maybe because I'm alone. I'm just standing there playing by myself. So I have crazy stage fright.
Mm.
And I'm just not comfortable with my songs, and maybe I'm feeling insecure about it. I don't know. I just get kind of nervous, you know.
Yeah.
It's probably if you can like kind of put that into the performance, it probably makes for a more engaging performance than someone who's just like totally controlled and like totally relaxed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it depends who I'm like, because I open for a lot of people here because everyone comes down and I get to do it.
Yeah.
So when I was with like, I don't know. Like I really love this band Caro Bonito.
Oh my God, I
yeah.
love them so much.
Me too. And
Didn't
I
you
got
go
to
on tour
do.
with them?
Yeah, I got to do like so many shows.
I'm so jealous.
And with them, I felt like comfortable to do whatever. But with, I don't know, when I was with like Kate LeBon and I respect them all just as much, you know, like same level and stuff. But with her, I was afraid to just be all like stupid. I don't know. Like, I really wanted to try and stuff more.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it's their like the audiences that they draw, or just their energies specifically that make you feel differently?
I think it's the energy and the audience. Like KKB's audience is like really young.
They seem
So
kind of
maybe it
down
was-
to just have a good time too.
and they're just going crazy. So it's
Yeah.
fun to just be stupid. And then with the other bands, like the crowd's older, and I feel it's harder to do that, I guess.
It's like Art World a little bit. I feel very intimidated by Art World stuff.
Yeah, like 30, 40 something. And just it's hard to like do my stupid shtick over and over. Like with, I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out a new thing.
Do you have any new projects that you've started?
I play with Dino Taraka from Prince Rama.
Okay.
I helped her with her record.
Oh, cool.
And if we're ever able to play, I will probably tour with her and stuff.
Oh, cool.
And then I have like my kind of like anti-new age music
What's that called?
that I do. One's called Spiritual Skid, and the other one is New Age Ninjas. And I just do. Whenever I can play around here in Europe, I'll do those. And I don't know what else. Kind of like random things.
Well, you have your like solo album coming out in a few months, right?
In September. Yeah.
Are you excited about that, or?
I was excited. It seems like nobody really cares, so I don't really care anymore.
Is it like a new agey thing, or more like the stuff?
No, it's like songy songs,
Cool.
rock songs. I don't know.
When you
That's
do
what
the
we were
new
just
age-
listening to.
Okay. When you do the
Yeah.
new age stuff, is it like, do you try to find like really gross sounds? Because I'm kind of.
It's always like, and then there'll be like cars. Yeah, then there's like it's like if you're meditating and you can't,
Yeah.
you know. And then I try to make sounds like that.
Do you meditate
I do, yeah.
every day?
Recently, I was doing it every day. I did the Oprah Winfrey, or the Oprah Deepak Chopra thing, the 21 day.
Oh, I don't know about that. You're
Yeah, what is
supposed to do
that?
it every day?
It was during Corona. It was like it was going around in WhatsApp, so I would do that.
Cool.
But I do a little bit every day because otherwise I struggle here.
Yeah, I feel like meditation is good.
I like to meditate with racing thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never meditated correctly, but I like it.
I mean, it's hard. I didn't do it for a long time, but lately I have to do a little bit because maybe I have coronavirus, but like I'm spinning every day.
Whoa.
I have like crazy, what is that called? Like
Vertigo?
vertigo. And if I don't meditate, I'm just spinning. So
Wow. That's
it
scary.
sucks.
Yeah,
it's scary.
I get that a lot because I'm a very anxious person. It's very psychosomatic for me.
Okay.
Do you think?
No, I'm not anxious right now. I think it's either like something with my neck, maybe,
Oh,
yeah, it could be
no.
like an inner ear thing.
or the crystal inner ear thing.
Yeah.
You know.
You gotta like get it back into place.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's scary.
I hope you don't
I
have
just-
corona.
Yeah. Is that a
I
symptom?
I have all the symptoms, but it's scary. I can't even put it into words. Like it's like you're tripping, but but you're also spinning. It's hard to explain.
Shit. Have you taken?
But I just got a Rona test. I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that. Yeah. We thought we had it because, like, when we came home from the last tour, it was, like, right when COVID was starting to hit really hard in the United States. It was, like, the end of March, and we had to cancel the last 2 shows because of the coronavirus. And we both got, well, she didn't. Actually, I got really sick, but, like, flu symptom sick. And I was sure that I had COVID, but then we got tested.
There was one going around that was pretty much the same thing, minus, or it wasn't corona or something.
Yeah.
Must have been what you got.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is boring.
Always the wrong flu. You never get the right flu. Wait, I want to talk more about the New Age project.
Okay.
Because I think about that, you know, like when I hear certain sounds, you know, like certain sounds, like kind of like what might be like cheesy keyboard sounds or something, and then sometimes you.
Well, I started it when the New Age thing was just exploding.
Yeah, it's fun.
And it bothered me.
Yeah. So it's like anti-New Age.
So it was my reaction to it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me, like when you're listening to a song and you hear a sound that's like would have been considered like totally bad news like 20 years ago or something, like when everyone was like all like super into retro things and wanting everything to sound like it was from the 60s or 70s or whatever, and then like but it wasn't the 60s or 70s, obviously it was like the 2000s, you know. So like nobody wanted to use like a super cheesy sounding keyboard, you know, because it was like, oh, that doesn't sound like a Farfisa, or that doesn't sound like a Rhodes, or that doesn't sound like the cool keyboards or cool synthesizers. But now I feel like people are like discovering like, oh yeah, some of these things that we thought were super cheesy, these like Tridents and whatever, like these kind of like cheesy keyboards, are actually, it's fun to put those horrible sounds on top of your songs, you know? Like I always kind of find fun. It's like, oh, that's such a gross fucking kick drum sound. Like, that's so cool that you use that, you know, or like whatever.
Yeah. I don't have so much issues with the actual like sound, I guess. It's more well, maybe a little bit. It's just like, you know, it just always starts the same way.
Yeah.
Right? Like, kind of thing. And then I was listening to, I think it was like Judy Sill or something. And I just thought, I remember I played it for some people, and they didn't consider it to be like ambient or something, or I forgot what it was. So I started to redefine what that was to myself.
Yeah. Like
ambient music and New Age music and all that. And so I just took my own approach to it, and I don't know, I still feel that way, I guess. Like,
I think it's cool, like that idea of like combining non-meditative sounds with meditative sounds, and like, so something's like, it's more collage-y, and it's sort of like a little bit more subversive, so it's not just like, oh yeah, this music is like really safe and benign and it's just there to make you feel good, which, you know, I feel like a lot of ambient music is just kind of there to make you feel good. But
well, it's like with all genres where it just becomes like so entrenched in its own tools and its own tropes.
Yeah.
Where like nothing is really happening.
Yeah, that's what was bothering me the most. Just all the kind of like labels and I don't know.
It bothers me too. Just about music in general.
Well, it's a cool idea to think of like taking spa music and making it punk or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Punk
like
spa.
subverting. Spa punk. It's just like subverting a genre that has been like traditionally super like benign and like.
Yeah, I think the moment it's subverted, it's punk then.
Yeah. What do you think about, we were talking last week about the DIY scene and the punk scene, and
kind of like the nihilism of punk being pretty silly.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like what I was saying. Like, it's hard for me to like just dismiss punk because it doesn't. It's not just one thing. It's not just mohawks or like the fucking mall Spencer gifts or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like,
there's fashion and there's like commercial punk fashion and then there's like DIY punk fashion. And then
Yeah.
you find the same kind of like delineations
it becomes, like-
musically.
yeah, it's like a militant fascist. Thing. It's like every
Yeah.
other scene where it's like, oh yeah, you're not fucking punk. You're a sellout or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's just when people group together, that's when things go south.
Yeah.
So punks need to just be lone wolves.
Well, it's like,
Yeah, just if you're kind of standing outside of culture, then that's how I kind of viewed it, I guess. People who were not interested in any dominant culture and just to react against it, right? To kind of stand outside of that and be like, look at me.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. But I feel like that to me is more life affirming than nihilistic. Like not wanting to be a part of these really easily commercialized groups and standing outside of it is like, yeah, I don't have to join your death cult of like sealing this like subculture into a package under a name, like some idiomatic thing. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be alive.
Yeah, totally.
But you are part of it, right?
Well, we're all part of it.
Yeah, but I feel like the
Like-
edgelord aspect of punk, that's like the problem when people are like, yeah, I don't take anything seriously. It's all a fucking joke. But don't steal my bike or whatever.
I just watched again a little Desolation Center today.
Oh, what's that?
It's that movie about like in LA they were doing like a bunch of punk shows and then they were being shut down. So I forgot the guy's name, but he started doing shows out in the desert, and it was like Meat Puppets,
Oh, cool.
Minutemen, all these people, and then Einstein's I know about and found out, and they came and did one.
That's awesome.
Is that where that amazing acoustic video of the Minutemen comes from? Have you
I'm
seen
not
it?
sure,
Okay.
but you should watch this. I can send it to you. You should watch it.
Yeah, I
It's
wanna
really
see
good.
that.
Sounds awesome.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, but doesn't that maybe that's why it bothers you so much because it like you're on like a big label, but then you come from this other thing. Like
Me?
your mind is still this other way,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's what I've been
or both of you.
picking apart. It's funny to think of Captured Tracks as a big label.
Or like
Yeah, they're big for
Yeah.
they're kind of big.
Yeah. big.
an indie.
Like if you're on Capture Tracks, you're gonna probably be in Pitchfork or something. I don't know.
Not according to Pitchfork.
Oh.
No, I'm like, see, this is why I get so frustrated with like the like edgelord thing, that I feel like it only works for men.
Oh,
like-
women just seem like bitches if they.
Yeah, like I would just seem like a bitch if I said everything that I actually thought about like popular music or trends or I don't know. I just I feel like it works for other people.
I guess it depends. Yeah, I mean, because edgelords have no friends.
What is that, by the way? What's edgelord?
That's like somebody that's just like gonna diss like everything and anything, and just like, oh,
An edgelord is like Ariel Pink doing that interview in that Jewish magazine and saying that Jewish people are retarded.
Okay.
just to be like confrontational, I
Yeah.
guess, but because he doesn't really care about people's feelings.
He does though, so much.
So that's my
Oh.
theory about him and people like him. Like I feel the same way about R. Stevie Moore, where it's like they don't really want to be in the spotlight, like as an identity. So they like lash out at these other worlds, and like, do you feel like that's true?
I can't speak for them, but I think
But
maybe.
you've been kind of part of it too, you said.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for them, but I think maybe they just had an interview at the wrong time.
Well, that's the funny thing about interviews, because like, especially they're not like giving you the questions beforehand, so you're just creating spontaneously. You're just creating these answers to a question that you would never ask yourself. You know, so like I feel like a lot of times in interviews, I'm just like flying by the seat of my pants, like, and I in general just try to be nice and like as like neutral as possible in interviews, just to get it over with, because I don't really feel that comfortable talking about shit, you know, and knowing that it's almost like, oh, there's a spy in the room, and they're gonna like tell all this shit to the world, and then they're gonna like form an opinion about me based on this like stupid interview. So, which I hate,
and that's why I kind of see like that edgelord behavior as like a little mini kamikaze mission, or like this little mini suicide to basically be like, fuck you, you don't know me.
Yeah, maybe in a way. Yeah, for sure.
And it's probably also like the teenager inside that's like, yeah, fuck everything.
Yeah.
And there's always like there's always like a little bit of truth to everything. Like, you know, like sometimes like people will get offended and upset about something, like a response or whatever, or an idea, but it's because like they take it too seriously. But I wonder, like in Europe, does it kind of seem like when you're in Amsterdam, I feel like the Dutch have like a completely different approach to like processing information, and they're not as triggered in general, and like they'll say like things that are so fucking rude like by American standards, but by like
because the Dutch and German are pretty culturally like they're just really direct. You know.
It's like rude. It's probably considered more rude to like dance around the subject instead of just being like, your band was not so good today.
Yeah. I think it's better to just be like, hey, your show's up.
I wish I could handle hearing things like that.
I wish we had more of that in the United States, you know, because it's like everyone's always like so upset all the time, but it's like we shouldn't necessarily feel so sensitive. You know, I feel like I'm not personally that sensitive, so
I'm extremely sensitive. I wonder if this for the past 2 weeks, Kevin has been like trying to explain to me how badly I take criticism.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like crying. I'm like, no, I'm really good at taking criticism. But like I'm realizing that it's true, and also maybe like you have to be able to take criticism as an artist to be able to enjoy what you do.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it becomes so
if
it's
too
painful, then it's like, oh, I don't even want to expose myself to it.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, oh yeah, it's just some fucking moron's opinion, I don't care.
Yeah.
I know it's
That's
great.
why I guess if you make your stuff that's not so much about your own personal self-expression, then it won't be as sensitive, right?
Yeah, but you guys
like if it gets criticized, it's not, it wouldn't affect you as much because the work wouldn't be, it's not so much about you, right?
Yeah.
But then I think about that all the time, but I don't know how to separate. Like, this is another thing where it's like, I do, in a sense, believe that your art should not really be about personal expression, but I don't know how to even think about working that way, because I feel like we all are doing that.
Well, it doesn't, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be autobiographical, or it doesn't, like, you know, like as an artist, you should say stuff about the world you live in, right? Not so much about
you. But then it's like, why do you need to say stuff about the world? Lots of people already say stuff about the world. So if you want to say stuff about the world, doesn't that mean that you inherently believe that you have something unique and special to say about
I
that?
mean, I didn't do that on my record,
I'm not accusing you.
and I wish I did, but I didn't.
I mean the
But it bothers
universal
me.
you. Wait, what bothers you?
Well, I made on my record. I like my friends kind of wrote the lyrics, and I just used it, and I wish I had changed it a bit.
Interesting.
Not that they're bad, but I it sounds so much like, like I'm dying, of heartache and stuff.
Yeah.
So you feel
I
like
don't
it's a
You're like a surrogate body for other people's
Yeah.
feelings.
That's funny.
I mean, like a 1 or 2 would be fine, but like if the whole thing's like that, and I don't really like that. But
Do
I
you
went with
wish
it
that
anyway.
it reflected more of your experience, or do you wish it just didn't reflect anyone's experience?
Not so much my own experience, but I just thought maybe it could have been more, like less emotional or something. I don't know, yeah.
Do you like chop up the lyrics more, or they wrote it exactly as you sang it?
I kind of just used it, and I maybe chopped it up a little bit, yeah. And then I steal stuff a lot, people and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one way you can like write personal things, but if you kind of just move things around so they don't really make as much sense linearly. That's the word. Linearly.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're still saying things from your mind, and it's through with your voice, the voice of your mind or whatever.
Yeah.
But
And normally I care about that part a lot, but I don't know. This time I just was like, whatever.
You just wanted to get it out.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm happy with that. But.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes those are the choices you just make, and
then I think about that. Then I think about it going out into the world, and what am I really saying to out there?
I'm
what am
also
I really
troubled by that.
Like, what am I really communicating here? Because it's a language, and what am I really speaking?
That's
that bothers me
the
sometimes.
question, isn't it? That bothers me literally all of the time.
Well, I think
me too.
That's why it's important to immerse yourself in a project, but then also be able to just let it go and then just dive into another one, and cause I feel like,
you're really good at that. Just like letting something go after you've like made your choices and you've done it, and then you look at it and you reflect on it, and it's like, okay, I could do this now and make new choices.
It's so easy to be. It's just like when you watch a movie and like it's over and you feel a little bit dissatisfied, but then the next day you think about it, you're like, actually, there was a lot to like about that movie.
Yeah. Well, maybe you have more experience doing that, right? Because you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, definitely in the early days I would go insane about like mistakes that I thought were just trapped on the record forever, and there's nothing I can do about it, and but it's like the dumbest things. Like I finally realized that it's like the mix isn't really that important. Like there's so many things that aren't really that important. Like the most important thing is that you got something out of the experience of making it. And that
is that the most important thing?
For me, it is. Like,
what do you get?
If I had well, a lot of times I'll get this charge of like
excitement.
Yeah, this excitement, this fulfillment of like, because it's always an insane challenge. Like even after all these years of doing it, like it's the same challenge. It's never, if anything, it's harder because like I've already like drawn the picture 1,000 times and I can't just like draw the same picture. So it's like, God damn it, like I just keep drawing the same picture. How am I gonna like make this one a little bit different?
Yeah.
So. That's like the tricky part, but that feeling of like being in the studio with the headphones on and hearing all these sounds that you've already made on the track, and then like singing, and hearing your voice, and just fucking around with like effects and all that stuff, and then like to me, like when it reaches that point, like you know that feeling, like when we were listening to the cover that we did,
Yeah.
Stay Away from Music, and just like, this is so good, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's a feeling that you don't get necessarily from just listening to a song you like. If you make something you like, it's like way more fulfilling and exciting.
Yeah.
But then that feeling fades really quickly, and then you just have to like. That's why I'm always like chasing it, you know, because it's like
Yeah.
it only lasts for like maybe a day or two, and then
Yeah, I
and
guess
then
that's
you feel like a
true.
loser again that you haven't done jack shit.
Totally.
And like, oh, I don't want to be remembered for all those horrible songs that I've made. Like, I want to be remembered for what the new song that I make that's gonna be even better than those. Or
Yeah. Do you
That's
go
cool.
through that?
Well, I haven't really made so much of my own music, so you know, it's kind of new to me. Like I've made lots of like noise music and stuff, but
But you feel like that's not a comparable experience with making noise music?
well, no, I mean it's just easier for me to do. Whereas like when I sit down and try to write like a song with lyrics and all these parts, like it's hard for me.
Me too.
I mean, I can do it, but like it really takes a lot, and
I think you're great at it.
Yeah,
though.
me too.
and I don't know. But before I even tried to make it like I got my laptop stolen a couple of times, but the 2 laptops ago, I tried to make the songs like 2 chords, like so simple, so like I could just pull anyone off the street to play it, because I want a band. And if I made it too hard, I thought, you know, it's just how are you going to get someone to learn this stuff? And but I don't know. I guess I like the challenge now at the moment, but it's hard for me. Like when I see like other people do it, I'm just like, fuck, how do you fucking make so many songs? Like Ariel, it just like comes out of him.
Yeah.
George
His whole catalog,
Albrecht.
yeah.
Do you know George Albrecht?
What's his project?
He was in a band called Lansing Dryden. And he
Oh,
was, like,
yeah. I love that stuff, the Lansing Dryden stuff.
And he plays as George, whatever, Albrecht and all stuff. But he can just make a song. It just like comes out so fast. It's insane.
Were you playing with them at the show? I think Lansing Dryden was there too, in Brooklyn and Red Hook. It was like a Mexican summer festival thing, and Bob Trimble played.
Oh yeah. I think I did play.
I saw that. It was good.
Yeah, that was cool.
Did you get to meet Bob Trimble?
Yeah, we played with him many times.
What's he like?
He's super cool. Like chill. I think I can't remember. I can't remember right now. He's either like kind of deaf or something, or
Oh no, that's so sad.
I don't know. He had something. I can't remember what it was. Maybe I'm making it up. But
That's my biggest fear.
I don't know. He's really chill guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we got to play with all our like heroes. Like,
That must be such a nice feeling. I mean, I really feel like you guys can only be relaxed about how people perceive you because you've been like so appreciated in your time.
Oh yeah, so Christina will say like if she
I
thinks,
don't
like,
know.
You don't think so?
I mean, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the rest of the guys in the band.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, but I don't know.
I think because like Christina will say like if I say like, oh yeah, don't take it so seriously, Christina, like that's just like some twat on the internet saying some mean thing about you.
Uh-huh.
You know, because like I'm like people say mean shit about me all the time. You know, it's like every
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
YouTube video is just filled with people being like, this band sucks. Kevin Barnes hasn't done anything good in 10 years. Like blah blah blah.
Violence as a quest for identity.
Yeah,
Oh.
That's kind of why people do that.
yeah.
Why are they using me?
But that's the thing, because Christina hasn't had a lot of like commercial success. You know, I think what's the point she's trying to make is that like if you've experienced a lot of success, like critical acclaim and like even like some commercial success, that like it kind of like shields you from people who are being assholes about your music
Yeah.
online, because you're like, well, I don't care. I played David Letterman. Like, why the fuck should I care what you say or whatever? You know?
Yeah,
But
totally.
if you've
I
never
mean,
had that,
Yeah, I mean, success is a personal thing, you know,
yeah,
and I don't know. I mean, if you want that, I guess go for it. Yeah.
well, no, just more like these things that like make you feel better about yourself, even though like you don't really value them that highly yourself. But like, you know, like if you've been invited to play a big festival, or
Yeah,
you've,
it's
like,
not really about like commercial success in any way, but it's like I think a lot about like Ovid writing in exile and being like, what is the point of writing? Nobody hears what I'm saying. Like, how can I be a good poet if what I'm doing is not meaningful to the people around me who don't even speak my language? And like,
you're talking about folklore.
talking about Taylor Swift. I think she's so brave. No, but I used to think that was really stupid. Like, I think when I was in a more like DIY world, because it was like, who cares what anybody thinks about what you're doing? Like, I remember reading that and being like,
but now you are in a different thing.
Yeah, I guess I've
right?
adopted like, or these like new values are kind of being foisted upon me, and it's uncomfortable figuring
Yeah,
out.
it sucks.
Yeah,
But it's
I
only
think
in your head, though.
Yeah.
It's true. It is only in your head.
Because like worst case scenario,
And
you get dropped from capture tracks.
right.
Yeah. And then I can just become a professional roller skater.
And then you'll go back to how you were. Yeah.
That's a good point.
Actually, that'd be the best case scenario in some ways, just because it would. You know,
I wrote them to review my record, and they probably won't. They won't.
For who to review your record?
I wrote them. I said, well, like the guy from the Charlatans is putting out my record. It's like a small kind of vanity label thing, and
But there's a lot of big artists on. Right?
And I really did not expect anything from it except like I'm just happy that I don't have to pay for the pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, you know, and then there's like a publicist, and there's other little stuff. So then I start getting excited. I'm like, fuck, maybe I'm gonna, you know, maybe someone's gonna hear it.
Okay, so you do have this inner voice inside of you too. It's not just me.
A little bit, and then I got some expectation. Then I like started having a little bit of expectation of like, well, shit, like they're gonna send it all these places, and I'm gonna read about it, you know.
That's the thing. It's the expectations that kill me.
And then there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. So it's like, hey guys, what's going on? No. And then people even wrote me recently like, hey, did your album get announced? I'm like, yeah, I'm already on single number 3 is coming out. And they don't even know.
It's so funny though, because like to me, I look at all the stuff I say all the stuff that's being written about like your newest release, and I'm like, man, what, like, so Tim is so lucky that like people care.
No, but it's like the smallest ones. I mean,
guess
it's fine.
we all
I
feel
don't
that
care.
way. Yeah.
I don't care, but I personally wrote all these places and like, hey, please, here's my record, here's my thing. Some wrote about it, but like
That's
the
cool.
big ones don't.
I never had luck when I did that myself.
Which is, I mean, it's fine if they don't. I don't care. But like, I was just maybe for like a little bit. I was thought they would maybe.
Would you rather
and then you see it.
I was gonna say, would you rather have like a bad review or no review?
I'll take the bad review.
See?
Have you ever gotten a really bad review though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Usually for my live shows.
Mm-hmm. But that's kind of
probably
like, well, whatever. That's like the point is that it is kind of like messy and.
It was kind of bad. But yeah.
That sucks.
but then when you read about it, you're like, oh fuck, it's different when it's in words.
Yeah, totally.
It's hard for me to not automatically hate a person who's writing a bad review about me.
Yeah, and I start to think about like who's writing all this stuff lately. Like, seems like they're like 20.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like an old guy now. But
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people who are writing like for the major music journalism outlets just don't really like music very much.
yeah, I was just thinking that the other day. I was thinking label people, like people in the music industry, don't really know about music.
Yeah, totally.
It sucks. It's weird, you know? Don't you think?
I think it's extremely weird, and it bothers me to no end. But it seems like there's a little bit of an uprising like happening among journalists who are actually really passionate about music and like starting their own like blogs again, which I feel like that was more of a thing when Pitchfork was smaller, and like there were a lot more independent music blogs, and I think people are caring a little bit more about them now. There's probably always been the same amount, but I think people are getting tired of like, I don't know, like I'm not into folklore. I do not think this is the best album of the year. Sorry.
Oh, that's the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but I feel like people are getting suspicious of that. Like,
Well, I think it's so weird. Like if you see like the end of the year list, like every single year, it's the same 20 records that are considered the best records of that year. It's like, how is that possible?
It's the same records. Also, I remember years ago, I thought, why is it the same bands playing the same festivals all the time?
Yeah.
You know, like for 10 years, it's the same bands.
Totally.
And then
it's because they're little empires. They're little companies.
They're all in on it together.
Yeah, totally.
Even more now, you know, and I guess I gotta partake in it somehow.
Well, that's the crazy thing, because like
it's gross.
Yeah.
When the Taylor Swift record came out,
nobody watches this except for the people who are.
That's not true. A lot of people do watch this.
Like the Taylor Swift thing, like, okay, so it came out, right, and she like tweets about it, and then like you just see this like flood of fucking blue checks being like, oh my god, this is transcendent, this is like so beautiful, this is exquisite.
Yeah,
blah,
and
blah,
also
blah.
like I wish that we could just make it clear that like I think it's totally fine for Taylor Swift to make whatever music she wants, and like I don't have any problem with someone making like music I don't like.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's just
it's not her
the
at all.
framing
It's
the whole
industry.
structure of like, okay, so now we're gonna say that this is groundbreaking because we want this person to succeed.
It must be because like she's a product that so many people are making money off.
It's a company. Yeah.
So it's just like Big Pharma or anything else. Like,
and I don't have anything against her as a person, whatever. I don't know her, but
totally, I have no problem with a girl named Taylor somewhere.
Yeah, maybe she's really good. I don't know. I don't really know her music, but I don't want to see a bunch of Taylor Swifts everywhere. Or
that's the funny thing, it would never happen because she's not actually inspired. Like no one's like getting a guitar and like trying to be Taylor Swift in the way that they would like get a guitar and try to be like Bikini Kill or something, you know?
I don't know.
People are bored. I see little like texts, and they're just like.
People are bored. Oh, in the Zoom.
I don't know. People are typing, and they're just like.
Oh, they always do that. They always.
I'm not part of the industry.
Okay. I don't know. It's my favorite thing to talk about.
Yeah, it's
so
interesting to talk
care.
about it just because, you know, I actually, because I made some, like, stupid tweet about it, and then, like, I got a bunch of people being like, shut the fuck up, man, like, defending her. which I thought was so interesting because it's like
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
As if she's like the underdog.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
who the fuck what human is like upset that someone's criticizing cornflakes or something? It's like cornflakes are fucking delicious, man.
I've never really, well, no, I've heard of maybe one old one, like when it was more like country-ish,
Yeah.
but I haven't really heard her music, to
I
be
think that's the
honest.
reason that we reacted to it, because she's like, oh, I made this record in isolation.
And it's like indie. She's like an indie.
Yeah. But she still just looks like anthropology. Like,
I know.
What do you guys think of Carly Rae?
I like that. I only know that one song, but I like it.
I thought you
Call Me
liked
Maybe.
the other record. Didn't she like
Oh, I like that song. I don't know any of her whole albums, but I
Yeah.
like that song, and I like the song where she's like, I really, really,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
really, really, really like you.
Yeah.
I heard she's like pro.
She's pro,
Yeah.
like
Like
as a
really-
musician.
Yeah.
I bet she writes a lot of songs for.
Like you just go in and she's like, let's just crank it out.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
I think it's the other thing
Yeah.
that bothers me about Taylor is like I saw her perform with Stevie Nicks, and it was like Stevie Nicks as an old woman is like infinitely better at singing than this young woman. You know, it's like so she's not even like a good singer, you know, and she's not good at anything. It's just like she's pretty and she's white.
You are anti Tay Tay.
I'm only anti like, oh my god, I won another Grammy, and like the whole fucking like surprise face bullshit of like the stupid industry. You know, like I want
I just
you to
feel
win
like I will never
Cool
win a
Chick of the Year
Grammy.
award.
No, I will never win a Grammy, but that's the only thing.
I
It's
will
like
never win a
just stay
Grammy.
in your lane. Stay in your Grammy lane.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, don't try to like steal.
like
indie virtue.
I've been thinking a lot about music, and you know, if these were normal times, I would do the perfect album rollout, but because, you know, I have been in isolation and I've decided to release my album.
You didn't like the what's her name? Lana Del Rey thing?
She's the George W. Bush to Taylor's Donald Trump.
Oh God.
In my mind. Like when you thought that was like the low point, and then like,
Well, it's
oh,
so it's
okay.
like all the same people.
Yeah. I think that's the thing too, is like Tay Tay just got Lana's people to make her seem more like Lana. Because Lana
Yeah,
was
they both got the genius stamp,
Yeah.
yeah.
which is weird.
That's the thing. It's just
That's
like
what bothers you, right?
That's what bothers me for sure. Because I know what genius is. I know Joni Mitchell, you know? Like I know like what a brilliant artist is.
But yeah, I guess like it's so stupid to be mad about because it's literally always been this way.
We're just really petty people.
Yeah, we are really petty people.
Yeah, you shouldn't let that get to you.
Yeah.
All sorts of shit gets to me that really shouldn't get to me.
Yeah, same. But I catch myself.
Yeah. I always try to
Like I
think-
hate.
I was
Go
gonna say-
ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, just culture in general. It's the worst.
For a second, I thought you said Coltrane in general.
Oh no, the culture.
Yeah.
Oh man, Alice Coltrane, John Coltrane, any Coltrane. Keep it away from me, man.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. And I guess it's part of like exactly what you said, where we're in these weird positions where we're trying to release music, and like that means you're trying to be part of culture, but ultimately we kind
We
of
are.
hate culture. Or just like the dominant culture. So
I wonder if everyone just feels like an outsider. Even Taylor Swift feels like an outsider.
But maybe deep down you really love it.
Yeah. Well, I actually do like some Taylor Swift songs, just to be honest. I think that
Yeah.
Trouble, Trouble, Trouble.
I like that song. I like the one about Hey Stephen.
I don't know that one.
It's
Is
old.
that about Steven Tyler?
Yeah.
I like Bad Blood. I like some of the songs.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just more just about like the industry like shitting its pants over something that's not
Yeah.
shitworthy.
It's just always been that way.
Yeah.
I met a girl on Twitter the other day.
Uh-huh.
She And it's sorry. Well, someone's following me. I followed her back. I checked out her music, and I think she's watched. She told me she's gonna watch tonight.
cool.
But
Oh,
her music is really good. And maybe
what's her
you
music
know her.
called?
Starla
Oh yeah,
online.
I want to have her come on and one of these upcoming weeks because
Yeah.
I love her music so much.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I think she's watching.
Yeah, she was
That's not allowed.
commenting earlier.
Okay.
Lindsay.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah. Aw, making connections.
Yeah, it's awesome. I forgot how late it is there.
What?
It's later for you, right?
Yeah, what time is it where you are? We've been talking a long time.
Mm. Yeah. It's 1:40.
Ah, are
Maybe.
you a night owl?
Huh?
Are you a night owl?
I try not to stay up late, but since I've moved here, I'm like till 5 or something.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, that's what
I feel
we
like
do.
COVID
Yeah.
just pushes the days
I hate
later.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't want to take all the time here. But
Well,
It's been
it's
so
nice
fun.
talking to
Yeah, it's been
you,
great talking to you.
yeah.
especially
So-
after only like Twitter messaging
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just staring at myself.
Sorry that it's like that.
I can't
keep
see anything.
forgetting.
Every
Aw.
time we try to like set this stream thing up, and every time it works differently. It's like total chaos.
Well, if you watch it back later, you'll be able to see our reactions in real time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess we're gonna let you go and get back to maybe play some music.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. Sorry, I didn't. Hope it's okay.
Yeah, man, it was great.
Sorry we went off on our very predictable rants
Yeah.
about pop culture.
Yeah, so we like roped you into Taylor Swift. Then.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of hate now from the Taylor Swift army.
Yeah, we were trying to goad you into talking shit.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
I think that's good.
That's wise.
Yeah.
We could all
Several people like were like, Tim, I think you should not do that.
Wait, this?
No, just like
Oh.
I tend to like talk about music, my experience in it, and then I start saying who I don't like.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's
I
fun.
try not to
Yeah.
do that too, but
I
I
wish more people did it.
I reserve my public contempt for people who are already pop stars.
But in some ways, I kind of want everyone to know why, you know?
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I feel like in general, people don't really mind other people talking about them. You know,
Yeah,
it's you know.
I
Yeah.
think they do if you're not saying something nice.
Well, I mean, like plenty of people say mean things about me, and it's just flattering.
And the only reason why I would do that is because these people used to be cool, you know? They're like, hey, I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
And then they get bigger, and then they shit on you for no reason.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah, I wish I could fucking say it.
I don't know. You can spell it. They can't read. Man, that's so shitty.
Yeah.
Yeah, really shitty. It really bothered me for a long time. Like, what the fuck did I do wrong?
Isn't it crazy? It's like when you see.
But
like,
I actually realized it was nothing. It was it's their insecurity
Yeah.
Yeah.
and their I don't know what it is.
I'm
Their
gonna Google
insecurity,
search your name and find out who was talking shit about you.
Oh, I mean, well, how would that do it? How would you do it?
Oh, it wasn't like a public thing. It was just like a.
No, it's not public. It's just like,
Okay.
you know, hanging out with people, and then it's like my own personal experience, like hanging out with these certain music people, and then you know, when they get popular, they're like, oh, you're here, kind of thing, you know.
Yes.
Weird.
It's gross.
What kind of
That's why I
evil
hate it so much.
person would find you at all disagreeable?
A lot of them.
Is that one of the reasons why you left LA? Did you start feeling just kind of cringy in that way?
Yeah, a little bit. I got tired of it. I mean, not because of them doing that, but just, well, maybe a little bit. And just I thought, well, it's gross. It's gross that everyone's acting this way, and I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. So I moved to Europe because they don't do that there. You can't get popular there.
In Europe.
You know?
Yeah, it's weird. Why isn't there like an indie scene in Europe? It's so weird.
You know, you have to go to America, and then you can go act like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like being here for that reason. It's just kind of like I don't have to deal with that part, you know. There's no, it's not so competitive that way, and like Hollywoody and like star quality kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that part's cool.
You can just
It's
kind
more,
of focus on your art.
A little bit, yeah.
But is it hard?
I mean,
you said it's hard to meet friends or like have a community.
in Berlin it's easy because it kind of feels like you're in Brooklyn or something.
Cool.
But in Amsterdam it's hard.
Yeah.
And maybe not being white, it's a little weird.
Yeah. But Berlin is way more multicultural, right?
It's multicultural, but I don't really see Asian people, and I don't see Black people so much.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You don't see, like, you see, like on my street, I live in Kreuzberg at the moment, and like on my block is like all the drug dealers on the corner. It's all the African guys, and like that's the only color, like dark skin color I see. And then you don't see so much people hanging out with the Lebanese, the Moroccans, so it feels really segregated. Okay. Especially in the Netherlands too. Even though it's supposed to also be multicultural, it's not. No one's really integrated into the culture.
Is there is part of that a class divide too, or is it not really broken up along those lines there?
Yeah, I think it's a big class divide for sure. Whereas like maybe in London, it feels more mixed. But so far, like Germany and Netherlands, it's really like I can feel the class divide, the race divide. It's pretty weird.
I'm sorry that everywhere in the world is racist.
Yeah, it's really insane. I have every day I have to deal with someone, saying something or like pulling their eyes, or
Jesus Christ,
or it's like too much. I mean, I'm used to it now, but it used to really like piss me off.
Yeah.
God. Does that feel like threatening when like scary, or is it just like this fucking idiot, or like?
I got scared the other night because the guys are big, kind of.
God, that
and
sucks.
they just seemed like really like I don't like you, and it was dark. And,
Jesus.
But sometimes it's scary, yeah. If they're like drunk and stuff, and they're kind of like up in your face.
Yeah. Sounds pretty much like the.
I have a different perspective of what's happening at the moment with all this canceling, and even the just all the other stuff going on. Like, I mean, I'm all for it, but like when I saw a lot of people writing stuff about Black Lives Matter the first time, who were white, and they were like, companies and stuff, and I know some of them, I thought it bothered me. I thought maybe I shouldn't be talking about this, but like I just thought like
now we're getting to the good stuff.
I don't know. I it just bothered me. I really thought like some of these people that are writing this stuff are so privileged. They're so rich. I doubt that they have to deal with anything when they walk out the door, and then all of a sudden, everything was about this other thing. It bothered me a little bit.
You felt like it wasn't really about racism anymore?
Yeah, and you know, if I didn't say something, I was being criticized, and that really bothered me.
That you couldn't like have a different point of view without
I
feeling attacked or something.
maybe, yeah, they didn't even know my point of view. It was just kind of like, you better have this point of view, and you better do it now, or you're out, or something. I don't know, and I just thought, this is bullshit, you know.
So you're saying like the people who are getting canceled are like the wrong people, or that it just
No, I'm talking more about, like, you know, I guess when the Bandcamp thing happened and I saw a lot of labels giving money towards Black Lives Matter, which they should, but I just remember the first round of that, I saw this label do it, and it bothered me so much.
Did you have some like tea on that label or something where you knew like
No, nothing. I love I love the person on that owns it, but I just thought, this is fucking bullshit. It's wrong. It was wrong.
it's because it's too like
I can't get too into it at the moment over this thing, but
I am curious about it, like without talking about specific people or throwing anyone under the bus, because I have a lot of mixed feelings. You said about canceling, which I'm
the cancel thing, I don't really. I mean, I don't follow that kind of stuff, but
yeah.
it just seems extreme. I don't. I mean, like the violence as the identity thing. That I think that's what a lot of it is.
And I do see it being used
a
a lot in bad
It
faith.
gives them a sense of power. I think some of it, some people deserve it, some don't, you know?
Yeah.
And it just seems like everyone's just out to get everyone.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't think that's the right way to like help people, help the world, help culture. I think it's wrong. I think there's a better way. I think they should embrace those people and like take them in and hear them out.
Yeah. Well, I think
I don't know.
my feeling about it is like, you know, don't shoot the wounded, you know, like these people are obviously damaged and fucked up, and they need like a community of people, not the people who they've hurt, but like other people to actually be like, you know, called in and like, all right, this is how we human now. Like, this is how we act and treat each other. And then you can like actually do positive things.
Yeah, I think that you should be called
It's
out.
restorative justice.
Yeah, restorative justice. You should be called out for toxic behavior.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you shouldn't necessarily be murdered for it. You know, you should be educated.
Everyone should be called out. It's just that what we do after that, I'm not on board with.
Yeah, it seems just a bit extreme. But I don't know. You know, I don't. I mean, I live my own little bubble by myself over here, but I do look a little bit, and I don't know. Just the social media is just insane.
Yeah, it's hard to like have a safe amount of exposure to social media.
Yeah, totally. Did we lose Tim?
Oh.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have to say goodbye.
We lost Tim for a second, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we should switch gears.
Let's switch gears to music.
I'll write to Tim.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Maybe his phone died. Well, thanks for joining us.
If you're watching this later, we love you. Thank you for doing this, giving us your precious late night time.
We're going to play another one of your jammers now.
not doing what you should. I want to see the face behind the shadows. Cross my heart and hope I'm wrong. You'll find another lover by the end of this song. You broke my heart, now I want to die. Winter in Vermont won't help me change my mind. All my life I've done what's good. Comes a time, yeah. You're not doing what you should. If this ain't loving and that ain't loving, then I don't know how to play. If this ain't working and that ain't working, then I don't know what to say. Except I am so confused. I gave my soul, baby. I gave my heart, now I want it back. I am the bluest boy, the saddest of the sad. I paid my dues, girl, you know it's true. I can't spend another day living here with you. Oh no, no, oh no,
حبيبي تعال أريدك أريد أبوسك أنت طيب كلش طيب أبي قلي تعالي حبيبتي حضري نفسي لازم تكوني حلوة هاليوم أحس نفسي حلوة لأن أحبك أني فرحانة أحب الحياة وطني جميل وهم الورود وأنا راح أطير مثل العصافير عيوني Did I give it up in vain? Did I ruin my good name? But the sad part of it all is, if I had to make a choice, I'd do it again. Yes, I would, all over again. Don't let folks dictate to you and say they're gonna do it, you know. Yes, they will. Girl, you're making a mistake and you regret it, and one day you have to pay. But tell me, who was that sneaking out their back door? Lord, only yesterday. Though they're trying to hide it in their thoughts, I can hear them say, and this is what they say: did they give it up in vain? Did they ruin their good name? But the sad part of it all is, if they had to make a choice, they'd do it again and again and again. Yes, they would. It's sad, but it's true. Now love is a thing, I'm sad to say, may come then slip away. But love could have walked on past my door and gone another way. So I'll not worry what tomorrow has in store for me, or what gossiping people may say. Yes, I did lose that love, but I still tell myself anyway, and this is what I say: yes, I gave it up in vain. You know why? 'Cause I care not about a name. And the sad part of it all is, if I had to make my choice, I'd do it again and again and again. Yes, I gave it up in vain, 'cause I care not about a name. And the sad part of it all is, if I had to make my choice, I'd do it again and again and again and again. And you'd give it up in vain. You know why? 'Cause you give a damn about a name. And the sad part of it all is, if you had to make a choice, you do it again and again and again and again. So I gave it up in vain, 'cause I give a damn.
Your eyes are diamonds and your teeth they shine. I can't compute this thing I can't define. I take such distances into my mind. Pose the objectives for the perfect find. My first impulse is set in disarray. Suddenly all my life's irrelevant. Your fandom cast asunder. Your legs were longing for the perfect fit. Ecstasy begging like a fruited pit. Alarmed and swallowed by the sight of it. Wholeheartedly hollowed. I don't need to go to Pisa or Uffizi to the Louvre to know that statue move. Now that I saw that statue move, oh, I never looked so dumb. I'm sure I never felt so numb. I saw that statue move. So animal, this animal instinct. I paralyzed to my primitive link. Oh, I growl and stare and never did to blink. Aroused its senses, I prepared to sink. That neat disaster could have found me now. There's not a prayer my pals could tell me now. As I pause in genuflection, my soul survived a near predicament. Oh, how can such mental help be so heaven sent? Can my mind defend its ever innocence? So what true cause for reflection? Hey, where'd you go? Where are you? I guess become diverged to train of thought. I got to choose. I saw that statue move. Now that I saw that statue move, oh, I won't be left to breathe. No, I believe reason could lose. I saw that statue move. I know I saw that statue move. Oh, yes, if this becomes diverged to train of thought. I got to choose. I saw that statue move. Now that I saw that statue move, oh, I won't be left to breathe. No, I believe reason could lose.
than the world, tougher than the world. For if he's rough, he's against the world. He's against the world. Cry tough, don't you know you're getting slow? Cry tough, oh yes, you are getting older. How can a man be tough, tougher than the world, tougher than the world? For if he's rough, he's against the world. He's against the world. Cry tough, don't you know you're getting slow? Cry tough, oh yes, you are getting older. Cry tough, 'cause you know you're getting slow. Cry tough, oh yes, you are getting old. How can a man be tough, tougher than the world, tougher than the world? Or if he's rough, he's against the world. He's against the world. Cry tough, don't you know you're getting slow? Cry tough, oh yes, you are getting older. How can a man be tough, tougher than the world? How can a man be tough, tougher than the world? Tell me, how can a man be tough, tougher than the world? I want to know if he can be tough, tougher than
Zoom, 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 zoom. Dana. Oh. Dana?
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going?
We're going all right. We were trying to fix our sound situation, but I don't know if we made it worse.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Is my vo-
I'm gonna, I just canceled out of the, so we didn't get a feedback loop.
Can you hear this mic okay, or does it sound bad?
Yeah, it's totally fine.
Okay.
Cool.
Weird. Cool. That's good.
Yeah.
What? How's it going? Tell us your scenario.
Yeah, it's good. Let's see. It's been a fucking crazy week.
Do you need any
I,
advice?
no, I'm not sure if I need any advice right now. So I just recently broke my lease because of bad neighbors.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's been a real bummer, but I got a new place.
Are
I'm
they going to
excited about
charge you out the wazoo?
They might take my security deposit, which is a bummer, but I
Boo.
think I might have a case for them not to take my security deposit. And we'll see how that goes.
What were the neighbors doing?
Yeah.
What were the
Tell
neighbors
us about
doing?
the neighbors.
Oh shit. Okay, so this house next door to me, and I'm not really sure who lives there, but it's kind of like a hangout spot. And I moved back here right before COVID happened, and it started like first there were like kids hanging out in the driveway, and they were like playing, and I saw them like playing on the hood of my car,
Oof.
How old are the kids?
like 6 years old to 10 years old, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, hey guys, like please don't play on my car.
What kind of car are we talking? Is this like a Beamer or is this like
No,
a...
this is nothing nice. It's just like it's just my car that I, get from A to B.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I just like don't want to get scratched up or dented, whatever. It's like
Yeah.
the only nice piece of property I have.
I don't know. I kind of feel like you're being a hard ass. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking.
Yeah, no, maybe I was a little too hard, but like things kept continuing even after I asked, and then I talked to the person who owns the house next door.
I thought you were
And
going to say the
after
person
that-
who owns the children.
The person, yeah, I think she's the grandmother.
Okay.
And after I did that, my car ended up getting keyed.
Shit.
Fuck.
Yeah. And so I actually installed the security camera. This is like not what I wanted to do. I fucking hate this.
Oh my
But I was
God.
like I needed some recourse in case something happened. So for a while I thought things were okay. Like I saw some weird things happening, but like whatever, my car wasn't getting keyed. So
What'd you see? What kind of weird shit?
Yeah.
What kind of weird stuff did you see?
Well, they just kind of pee on their own house.
Rough.
Who hasn't
Actually,
peed
one
on
guy
their own
peed on
house?
our house too, which was annoying. But again, I didn't see my car getting keyed, which was the most important thing to me.
You're like, hey man, pee but don't key.
Yeah, pee but don't key. That's the key.
Make pee, not key.
And then there were a few other things that have happened. But I'll just, let me just cut right to the chase. What happened last Monday morning? I wake up and I see my recycling bin is open and there's a bunch of styrofoam plates and food in it. And I open up my trash bin just to, I'm curious now. And there's a bunch of maggots in there going after food. And at this point, I go over, I talk to the owner of the house again. And, she is at first okay with this, but then she gets upset at me because apparently someone had there's this, I live in New Orleans, and so there's the properties are really small where I live. And there's this little patch of grass in front of our house. And she wanted me to thank her for someone coming over to weed whack this little patch of grass recently. I guess that was supposed to be forgivable for, I don't know.
That was her penance.
I should have been okay with, all the trash because of that. So I've been stressed out this whole weekend, and this whole week I've been stressed out, but fortunately I actually found a new place and I have all this documentation. So hopefully I get my security deposit back. And I guess I'm fortunate in a sense that I actually have the capital to be able to move right now. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people aren't employed right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine that situation right now, having to deal with other people at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do you feel like you handled the situation to the best of your ability? And it was just, what's the primary reason for not wanting to live there anymore?
Just
not wanting to be harassed by your neighbor. I mean,
yeah, feeling a little unsafe, and not wanting to deal with this. I can't find any common ground with them because I've politely asked them to deal with this stuff. It's not like I go over there and I'm like, you stop this.
Yeah. Well, that's a thing I have a hard time figuring out is no matter how much self-work I do or anyone does in this world to be okay, I'm going to handle this situation in the most mature way that I can. And then you try to do that. And sometimes you're met with complete fucking insanity, no matter what. And then it's it didn't matter. It didn't matter that I did what I felt was right.
You could have just gone over there and been crazy. Maybe you would have gotten a better result.
Which kind of makes me feel maybe there's no right way to be.
Yeah. No, I try to give people, the opportunity to deal with this stuff,
Yeah. But I mean, I do feel like we live in a world that doesn't really allow you to be functional. And so we all just have to be dysfunctional.
Yeah, whenever we interact with other people, you can be functional within your own head.
Yeah, we can be functional to each other. But even that will be dysfunctional to each other because we're...
Well, I'm saying, like, yeah, you can only be functional to yourself.
Yes.
Anytime you, like, combine with another energy, it's going to be dysfunctional.
Totally. Well, I'm sorry you're going through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
well,
stressful.
I mean, it's good because, I mean, I did get the new place and I signed the lease and I put the deposit down and all that. And, you know, I listened to, I think I was listening to some of, I think I was listening to the second half of Skeletal Lamping recently, just like a few days ago while I was going through this mess, and it made me really happy.
Oh,
So, I don't know. Thanks for that. You know,
yeah.
it helped get me through it.
Cool.
That's sweet. There is a point to music.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I guess I was out. I'm like, I do music on the side, and I guess I have a question for you. I was like, I was writing this song, and it was sort of this like cathartic experience during all of this, and I was just wondering if there was like anything that both of you have done that has been like the most like cathartic music writing experience that you've had,
Like ever?
like ever, like
The
going
most
way
cathartic.
back.
Oof. Me?
Yeah.
Me first?
You go first.
I don't know. I guess like every song I write feels like a cathartic experience. Well, that's not true. Sometimes it just feels like a lot of hard work. I feel like writing that song Personalia was very cathartic for me in a healing way. That not all songs heal, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like that one helped me through a hard time. What about you?
Yeah, I think that probably just the most recent thing that I've been working on feels the most fresh and the most healing.
Yeah, it's like whatever you're doing.
It's hard to remember, like, being healed.
Yeah.
It's hard. So, like, for me, like, yeah, like, The Past is a Grotesque Animal maybe would stand out as a song that was, like, in that vein of, like, a thing where I was just sort of, like, wailing into the night.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems like something where you worked through a lot
Yeah.
in the
That-
making of it.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that makes sense. As far as an answer, I should have anticipated.
But then, oddly enough, there's a song called Exorcismic Breeding Knife, which is a mostly instrumental song that was on Paralytic Stalks, and that one is a similar, sort of had a similar cathartic experience as far as, like, hearing it after it was finished and, like, just feeling, like, really proud of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the second to last song on Paralytic Stocks?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it was right before or during COVID. I was listening to a lot of Paralytic Stocks, and that felt appropriate.
Yeah, it's definitely a sad guy, sad person record. But yeah, it definitely fits the COVID summer energy
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
Have you felt inspired at all by this weird new era?
In a sense, yeah. I mean, this is just so fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
That it's like, I guess I'm like a little bit inspired. I'm a PhD student. I do mathematics, so I mean, I do music on the side, but I felt like somewhat inspired to like make some art. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll share some on the sharewares on the Discord.
Oh yeah, that'd be rad.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot. That's a cool
And
thing.
yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to say. I just wanted to thank you for making that Discord. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's funny. I find it really comforting myself, just like, I feel like I kind of just took for granted touring and being able to like see a lot of like the same faces at shows on tour and stuff, and like we live a pretty isolated life here. It's just me, Christina, and my daughter, and So like that's like our connection to the outside world really is through like the Discord thing and just doing this every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great thing. Like it's so nice because if you're doing the social distancing right, you really don't have a lot of um, interactions with other people.
Yeah.
So
Luckily, we have the luxury of doing it pretty right. So I know a lot of people aren't even able to really social distance, but
Yeah,
Right.
totally. Yeah, if you have to work because your governor won't give you unemployment money, and you're just like, well, I'm either gonna lose everything or risk my life
yeah,
to go to my stupid job.
totally.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk to some other people just because
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
spent so long talking to Tim.
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. Thanks y'all for
good luck with your new
reaching out to
place.
me.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I hope you
thank
get
you.
your security deposit back.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Some.
Kristen and Tyler.
Kristen and Tyler.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I can hear you
Hey.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So Tyler had to step away for a moment, but hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh man,
Thanks.
so I'm sorry that we're like singling you out now when you were going into this as a duo.
Yeah.
That's okay. We are united, so I am able to represent Tyler as well.
That's good. Is Tyler gonna come back? Like, should we come back when Tyler comes back, or are you're holding down the fort?
I could probably find him if you want to talk to somebody else quick and come
All right,
back
yeah,
to
let's
us.
do that.
Cool. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be ready.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Ready when you are.
All right. Oh, is this? I guess that's a. Is that? Hey, Paul. Are you gonna unmute?
Hey Paul, hey Paul, hey Paul, let's
Hey,
have a ball.
Paul. Hey, Paul. Hey, Paul.
Hey Paul, can you hear us?
Polly, can you hear me?
Polly, can you hear me?
Paul Kelly, can you hear me? Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly's connecting to audio. He's connected to audio. He's
Oh.
waving.
He's waving.
We
Oh shit, he's still muted.
still muted. Yeah,
Has
ask
to
him to
unmute.
mute. And we have made
Yeah.
connection.
Me, Paul Kelly.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The connection is made. Yeah, great. Sorry, I'm so tired that I was hearing it twice, and I was just
yeah.
like, why is
Oh,
that doing it? And I was like, it's the same old thing every single time.
yeah, I know. I wish there was a better way, but you know what? It's working.
I did
So-
a Zoom gig last night.
Oh, really? How was that?
Well, it wasn't my gig. I was just playing guitar for someone, so I didn't want to, say, "Oh, this is how Kevin and Christine," and it's better. No, it's not. It was fine. It's just they decided to let everyone speak simultaneously,
Oh yeah.
which was interesting. Well, because not many people spoke really, so everyone
Oh,
seemed
really?
really coy. Everyone seemed really coy and was hiding their.
We were wondering if that's how we should do this, but I don't know. I feel like it would just become impossible.
Yeah.
Like everyone would
Well,
just
no, I
be
mean,
shouting
you've-
over each other.
I mean, you've got a different format completely, so
Yeah.
it's all right. It's not for me to criticize how you did it. So
Well,
But,
I am curious, like what you guys think of the format. If
Yeah,
it
we're
feels,
still kind of experimenting.
yeah.
yeah, it's good for me. I mean, it wouldn't be the same without the occasional technical fault. So,
How have you been? So how was that? You said you did a concert over Zoom?
I've done 3, yeah,
Okay.
in like the last week. We did two via Zoom, which brought about sort of the quality's not fantastic. Luckily, I didn't need to set anything up other than an instrument, and the other was a filmed thing that I did in a studio in the outskirts of town, and that's like, well, it wasn't going out live or anything, and they let us do it twice. which was great because
Okay,
the first time was shit. So I'm really grateful for that because we haven't played together in 4 months. So, and also we were trying to learn 5 new songs, and I had new equipment. It's just really bad idea all around, but it did actually go really good. So
Sometimes things have to go wrong for things to go right, you know.
I know, and I was maybe that's what this is all about, you know.
Yeah.
The fact that it went pretty good in the end. So no, it was just great to just play again, and I mean, sound checking snare drums still got old very fast. but Carla, the singer, she was saying she's like, I think I'm gonna cry when I hear live drums, you know, in a you know, pleasant way, and I was like, yeah, I think the novelty's going to wear off fast. But no, that's no slight on the drummer. No, it's just great to do it a full band thing. So I feel I can kind of sort of relax a bit now after the anguish leading up to it. So.
Oh my God, I hear you. I love the feeling when you're done with a gig. If it's in real life or if it's live streamed, the feeling of like, I don't have to worry about this for the next week.
Oh no, I've got loads of other things to worry about though, so I concentrate on them now and worry less about the fact that it captured me pre-haircut as well. So, but you know, like I say, arguably there's bigger things going on to be concerned with. So yeah.
Wait, so were you all in different rooms, or how did that work? Were you all in different houses?
No, we sort of stood in. I was saying to someone the other day, you know how like at Live Aid they wanted to have, and they intended to have Bowie and Jagger singing together, but they couldn't. You know, it wouldn't have worked. Satellite, no, in different continents. And it's just funny how it's nearly 40 years later and we still can't really do anything like that at all. Yeah. But no, we did our best to socially distance, and we stood in like a V shape and stuff. You know, just so we could be kind of at least 2 meters apart and everything, and that seemed to go good. Well, we did to the best at Billy. Smart. Yeah, I know. So you know, I don't think we can get prosecuted or anything. Maybe some people have some mild disdain for it, but they probably won't be watching anyway. So I think it's all right. I didn't feel any kind of guilt about it, and to be honest, I think I've tried really hard and got slightly obsessed over the last few months of like not walking anywhere near people.
Yeah.
So to the point of it becoming a bit of an obsession. So I don't know. I've done my bit. I could do more, but you know, yeah. At the very least, I can just get a small obsessive thing going on that's only going to harm me. Yeah. So, but over the point is, I'm happy that I've done all this stuff. It's been good. It's a nice feeling, just to be doing something that I used to do in the good old days.
Yeah, totally. It's cool. So is that for you have the face off the piano so that you can mic it, or is it just because you think it looks cool? Or
it's laziness. It does look cool.
Yeah,
it's louder as well.
Ooh,
but
that's a nice sound.
Do you ever put thumbtacks on the hammers?
Well, no, I took the guy that gave me this. He put tacks on the hammers, so the first thing I did was remove them all. It didn't sound good, but I had a piano tuner coming around, and I knew he was going to have, you know, he was not going to be keen on that, and he wasn't. I told him. So I was lucky actually able to get him to tune it as well. But no, I was trying to record it the other day, and I just ended up using a plugin instead because I don't know. I've got an issue with it's too boring to go into, but it didn't matter on this song because it's it didn't require a rustic out of tune piano sound anyway. So, you know, the tuned one that'll be mixed in the background. That's fine.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean, there's so many like piano instruments now, like virtual instruments that have a lot of like the artifacts. You know, they have that part of the sound of the piano, of like the virtual piano. It's like, oh yeah, this piano's meant to sound like kind of like a crunchy upright.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't even really. Just because I've got a real piano, I thought might as well give that a go.
Yeah.
Especially after the ordeal I went to getting it here, but it wasn't a sound where it's like a background sound, so I didn't really care that it was a very straight sounding fake grand piano thing. I don't think there's like, I'm going to put on some hit list for not miking up the actual piano.
Yeah,
Just
probably not.
just my pal Joe on Instagram would make a snide remark.
Yeah.
If I posted a video of it, you're not, shut up. So yeah, so my integrity, I think, is not compromised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do have a big piano here. So, but he gave me it, so maybe he's got every right to slag me off every couple of weeks when something like that happens.
Is it hard to like? Do you have to like tune your guitars to the piano?
No, no. That's just too much. Somebody told me that it was like Animal Collective did something where they had to do it was like a harmonium or something, and they all tuned to their harmonium, and I just can't be bothered with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Digital tuners are so convenient and accurate that I don't know. But another thing, vital thing I've learned from your Logic videos is that you can actually get vari speed on Logic. I don't know how long that's been a thing, so maybe that could have solved my problems. But.
It's funny how it feels. Yeah, that's like a really easy way to like get the piano closer in tune with normal tuning if it's slid, because like sometimes like pianos will just be like slightly off, like a few cents off or whatever.
But I mean, I like the sound of a piano that's slightly off.
Yeah, totally. That's
not too far off.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's kind of a drag about the digital pianos is even when they try to have artifacts, the artifacts have a logic to them or something, whereas like the piano will never have that. It will always, the character will always be like specific to that.
You might know.
Totally.
You might, Kevin. You might be a good person to ask about this. Did Brian Wilson not tune his Wild Honey era piano in a strange way? Like was like one of the middle string or something was tuned differently on each one.
Oh really? I don't know about that.
I don't know. I mean, it's something I've read, but well, Beach Boys online discussion forums are a bit of a hellhole.
Yeah.
You don't trust. But I think supposedly that's how it. I mean, that's definitely not tuned standard.
Yeah, totally. I've been getting deep again into Surf's Up just as a whole album. I think it is.
As a whole album,
it's so
everything
fucking good.
Every single song.
No, there's one song, and I think we all know which song does not belong.
Is it a Mike Love song or something?
Yes.
Which one is on there?
Student Demonstration Time.
Oh, right.
It's when white people try to do electric blues.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Not good.
But other than that, it's a fucking masterpiece of a whole album.
I've heard that. I don't know if you saw this, but I mean, maybe I just fall. I've got way too much time for these Beach Boys rabbit holes. But Mike Love did a COVID song about 6 weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, well, the spoiler alert is he believes that COVID exists.
Yeah.
So points to him for that. But,
that's before he realized that COVID couldn't exist, or else you're criticizing Donald Trump.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, well, it'd be good if he did a split 7-inch and the B-side was a new version of Student Demonstration.
Yeah.
Just to get all his views on. No, I can't assume that
protesting mask wearing. Tell me to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know my terrible Mike Love anecdote is that I went to see Mike Love's Beach Boys a couple of years ago. So that's the shameful confession. But I just kind of wanted to, but it was the first ever time they brought John Stamos to the UK with so I wasn't expecting him. And at the end, I was right near the front, so I just walked to the front and stuck my hand out to try and shake hands with Mike Love, just because you've got to try.
Yeah.
And John Stamos, he didn't look me in the eye or anything. He just sort of wandered over and just went, yeah. And then I was like, I didn't even want to go anywhere near John Stamos. So,
good to touch John Stamos.
Do you remember that festival you played where Mike Love was on the roster, and then it turned out to be this like reggae band?
Oh yeah, there's a Hawaiian. He's actually really good. There's a Hawaiian reggae guy named Mike Love.
That
played
surprised me a lot.
Yeah, you're like, wait, you're playing with Mike Love?
Well, I mean, you've got you keep the dream alive, It could happen.
I should change my name to Brian Wilson.
Yeah, or Mike Love.
Or Michael. Mike Love too.
I've been saying for years that Kevin is the Mike Love of Montreal.
Yeah, I've been sabotaging the crap out of Montreal. Just never takes.
Yeah.
So there you go. I didn't think I'd be discussing piano recording or Mike Love with you. So, but
It happens.
Yeah.
but it's been very therapeutic. So I'd have to say thanks. And,
Yeah.
I'm so tired. I was gonna go because it's late here.
Yeah.
I wasn't even gonna bother tuning in, and then I noticed you had Tim Coe on.
Oh, cool. You're a Tim Coe fan?
Well, I mean, I've known what he's done. I mean, I've seen him with Ariel Pink many times.
I'm such a huge
I've only tried the
fan.
solo music recently, and have been playing the singles he's released quite a lot. So I was like,
Yeah.
I better get some matchsticks on the eyes.
I know.
But no, it was just very interesting I've never heard him speak really before. So
I feel like it was hard for me because I'm such like a fan girl of all that stuff. But you know what?
People are people.
People are people.
yeah, and that's Depeche Mode said in their philosophical song of the same name.
All right, we're gonna talk to Kristen and Tyler, but
No
thank
problem.
you so much for sticking through it with us.
Yeah,
and-
thanks, Paul.
Yeah, no, it's quite all right.
Oh wait, before we go,
It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable.
did you have what did you think of our talk with Tim? But it wasn't too boring, was it? I felt like maybe we were being boring.
I think he thought it was boring because he maybe saw somebody ordering something from Amazon while the discussion, but that's perhaps he's not familiar with the
No,
Zoom.
I think he is. He watches it every week, actually. But I always worry, like, is it boring for people to just hear us kind of talking like we would if we were just hanging out? But I like stuff like that. I like podcasts like that.
podcasts.
Well, last week's was the most enjoyable one, and your guest who I wasn't familiar with.
Oh, Mead, yeah.
Yeah, that was another time I really just should have been in bed. But I mean, I thought it was great. I thought it was really entertaining last week. So
Awesome. All right, well,
there you go.
that's good.
So
the name the moral of the story is just tune in because
right.
there's nothing better to do than sleep. So yeah, it's good. Whatever you're doing with the Patreon, I think's fine by me. So
Cool.
if you want any feedback, so,
All right.
yeah.
Well, thanks for the feedback.
I'll let you. No problem. I'll let you. I'll vanish now. But nice to speak to you both again.
Yeah.
You too.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Kristen and Tyler. Kristen and Tyler.
Hi.
Hey, can you hear
Got
us?
you.
Oh, goodness, yeah, she got me. Hey, thanks guys for having us. So I love this. I just found your Patreon through Reddit actually, and God, this is great. It's like quarantine's been pretty rough. It's been, just being stuck at home, not being able to do much.
We're here in Los Angeles, so we're kind of on our second major shutdown.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
and this has been great.
Yeah,
It's
so
like,
thank you.
yeah, thank you guys a lot for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. It would be nothing
Absolutely.
without you.
we need to step up to the next level of the Patreon paying thing, because this is great. I love getting
Look at
out with you
content,
guys.
everything, wonderful.
Oh yeah.
So
Christina has family in LA.
I do. My
Oh.
brother. My brother lives in
Oh.
LA, and many cousins and my aunt and uncle who I love.
That's great. Yeah, we love it in LA. Right now it's not great because it's a little bit of a COVID epicenter, unfortunately. But we're holding true, and so far we're holding by. Part of the way I get through it is I just go outside and smoke weed and listen to Montreal.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's pretty much what I do too.
Yeah. I just listened to that new EP that Kevin released on the Patreon. It was really good.
Thank you.
That the Goblin song. That one.
Yeah, so we have a tiki bar. Maybe next time we can try and take you guys out there. But,
Yes.
So we were listening to that in our surround sound out there, and it was just so spooky.
Oh my God, I love that song.
Thank you.
I was just saying on the Patreon, I want like a Spooky of Montreal album.
You guys collab, make something.
It was so fucking good. I love all the songs of the new EP, but that one really stuck to me, and I listen to it all the time.
Thank you.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
EP. Do you guys,
Great.
are you working from home? Like, are you able to stay at home, or are you?
She is.
Okay.
So I'm actually a therapist, so it's been a bit of a shift.
Yeah.
But I love doing telehealth, so I think it's been just a good way to support people without putting anybody in danger. But it's definitely a little more draining than kind of that normal getting to just with somebody.
That's interesting. It's more draining. What do you think makes it more draining?
It's like being in a call center, versus like sitting with someone, like having a real human interaction, like a real conversation.
That makes sense. Like, it seems like you could almost get more out of a one-on-one interaction for you. Like, you're both getting something out of it, maybe?
Yeah. Well, and then, because then there's almost that expectation if I'm doing telehealth and I'm kind of doing double work, like, I'm going to send you this while we're talking. So instead of saying, hey, after you leave, I'm going to get you this, it's kind of like, let me get you that email with that content. Did you get it? Do you see it? So it's just like a little.
That makes sense. It takes that more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I work in the film industry in LA, and
there's no film industry.
Yeah, the film industry imploded. So
yeah, I thought that was
so
pretty
I'm
much
totally
dead
out
at the
of work.
moment. Okay. But so you guys can stay at home, so that's
true. That's great.
One plus.
Yeah,
that's a plus for sure.
For sure.
So I'm hoping that the film industry.
What's that?
What's that?
The SAG or whatever, does that give you like unemployment money or anything like that, or?
SAG is for actors, and sadly, I'm not unionized. But I work in the camera department. But sadly, I'm not getting unemployment yet, and I know unemployment just expired for everyone that I know currently, which is a damn shame.
Yeah.
It's very tough. But you know what? I'm doing okay because my beautiful wife, thankfully, has a stable job in a very high demand job. So thankfully, she's making it work.
Yeah.
But hopefully someday we'll be making movies again.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's weird. Like a pandemic is actually probably not good for a therapist, but like definitely
good for business.
It's so sad.
I was plenty busy before, so yes.
She's real busy now, though.
Yeah. Either way, the phone's ringing.
Yeah. Yeah. My daughter did her first phone session with her therapist. Yeah, but she said she didn't really like it as much. They tried to do like it over Zoom, but it didn't work for some reason. But.
Yeah, and Zoom. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh well, I was just gonna say. I think it was because it wasn't really working.
Oh yeah, we just didn't start it properly or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. It's not HIPAA compliant, so probably not ideal either for
Okay, well that never happened.
No, I know, and that's a therapist's job. That's not your job to know that. That's on them. You're clear.
Well, we really like this therapist, so.
Kristen is great. It's so of all the people to be quarantined with, I'm so lucky that my wife is a therapist because I've certainly had many mental breakdowns during this quarantine, just trying to keep it together and trying to understand. Okay, the world is okay. We're going to come out of this alive. And when that happens, Kristen always comforts me and makes me think it's going to be okay.
I know. Well, and for me, I'm an introvert, so this is fine.
She loves it, yeah. I'm the extrovert, so I need to like go out and party with people, and she's loving this.
But I'm an introvert too, but it is not fine for me. Like, don't you feel the stress of like not knowing what's going to happen or like when things are going to be the same? Or is it not really bothering you?
that's so much of my personal practice is doing self-compassion work and just kind of leaning into accepting what's out of control. So it's more about living in the moment, living without expectations, living without regret, like things are happening and we're just kind of rolling with it and finding opportunities. Like right now, we're getting to talk to you, which we probably never would have got to do before. So I'm just really gratitude.
She's so good at that. I don't know how she does it. And she always says, just don't worry about what's out of control. And I'm like, okay, I'll try. I don't know how she does it, but she's great.
Well, it's nice that you have so much practice with this, like going in. That's great.
Yeah, Christina has the added terror of actually potentially dying from COVID.
Yeah, I mean, don't we all though?
Well, I think that you.
Well, I guess we all do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, do, but you have like the conditions that.
Well, yeah, I don't have the best immune system.
Yeah.
I don't. My immune system is pretty bad too. I have a long-term stomach condition, so I can't eat like most foods.
Oh God, the groceries.
So I have to be very picky about that, and I don't know if that increases my chance of getting COVID or not. But my immune system is compromised. I can't eat most foods.
Yeah, that's so scary. Like, just not knowing, like, how in danger am I? How is this like small thing I'm gonna do, like going to the grocery store, going to affect me? And then after I go to the grocery store, it's like, okay, I might die in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. It's terrifying.
Yeah, you don't because there's no way you'd remember every time you like rubbed your eye or something.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then it's all like the added things of like, like you and I, like if you're not as worried about it as I am, just managing that and like this thing really stressed me out. And like there's just like stress around every corner.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where Kristen is helping me because I've been feeling that. I've been feeling the stress everywhere. It's been very difficult. I'm like a little bit of an ADHD person. I need a constant entertainment. So being stuck at home for the last 4 months has been difficult, but being stuck at home with a psychologist, that's the way to do it.
Lucky.
Very smart.
Yeah. I do have to go in the hospital occasionally.
She does.
Clients.
And that's difficult.
Yeah, so goggles, masks.
I do get concerned that she's going into the hospital and getting potentially exposed to COVID.
Of course.
Actually, if they're showing when you're masked up, you're in real good shape. It's when people are taking their mask down and then doing something, that's the danger moment.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
I think it's
No
interesting
issues,
that like every couple I know, there's one person who's like way too concerned. And there's one person who's like not concerned enough for that.
I know.
What are the chances that we all found like the opposite of ourselves?
I think Kristen is reasonably concerned. I'm as a conspiracy theorist, I'm unreasonably concerned because I get unreasonably concerned about everything.
Yeah.
Which is my own.
I let you know.
That's my own personal problem.
Well, it's like, and of course, it's all relative. Like, we all have a really good reason to be concerned, and we all have good reasons to remind ourselves it's okay and to just live life. But like, it's just so funny that like in every couple, there's this polarity of like falling into the one extreme.
Yeah, it's true. It's absolutely true.
I don't care.
No, you care, but you're not as like freaked out as I am about
I'm not
it.
as freaked out, but I do just like follow the rules that are supposed to keep us safe.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I feel lucky that you do take it as seriously as possible.
I mean, I don't know how Kevin is doing because when I'm not doing good, when I'm having an emotional breakdown, or which is often, or when I'm having a moment of non-clarity, what I like to do is listen to an Of Montreal song.
Oh my gosh.
So I hope, Kevin, I hope you're doing great because I love your music and it is helping me survive quarantine right now. And I appreciate you so much. But also, I need you to be slightly disconnected because
Well,
when
luckily
you're
for
disconnected, you
Kevin.
make better music, and I love it.
I think
But you can do no wrong. I love you, man.
Oh, thank you.
you make music out
Absolutely.
of the pain, so that's good for
Yeah, totally.
that's good for
Helps us a
Tyler.
lot.
Yeah.
No, but as like a former singer, right? I don't have any active singing opportunities right now, but I would be scared of COVID for sure. I mean, it just sounds like it's just such a bitch on the lungs.
Well, yeah, because we were going to go to a Montreal show. You guys were going to play at the Echoplex in LA.
They moved it. Yeah.
Oh, we were so bummed.
But yeah, for both of you. Yeah.
We were so excited. Oh my God. I
promise you we were more sad.
Oh, I bet. I believe
It
it.
was so
I believe
sad.
it.
But yeah, I guess that's why it's so terrifying, because like as
Yeah.
musicians, we don't know when it's going to be normal again. But
Right. And we don't know either. And it's a little terrifying.
Nobody knows. I'm talking to plenty of physicians and nobody knows.
How many Montreal concerts have we been to? 2, 3?
At least 2, and I've been to some way back in the day.
Yeah, and I was really looking forward to the Year Fun tour. We were gonna be there for that, and but you know, COVID is a hell of a thing.
it's a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
A hell of a drug.
We need a hell of a drug.
It's a hell of a drug. That's what it is. Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
But,
we should
hopefully soon-
probably just talk to everybody, because we're going like way over. We got to hang out with Alibi.
Yeah.
Oh, you're okay.
No, I really
Is it
appreciate
okay,
you guys.
or-
This is great.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Do
we
it
love
too.
this.
Okay.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, so good to
Thank
talk
you
to
for talking to us.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
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 Is it? Do we have to go, or can we say? quick
Yeah, we
talk?
should run because it's,
Okay.
yeah, she's having a problem.
Oh, okay.
It feels like every Sunday we have to go.
Well, we go so long.
Yeah.
There's 2 or 3
So, yeah,
friends.
thanks everybody for hanging out. and
Yeah, we gotta help Alibi.
We gotta go
She's
help Alibi.
having a hard time.
That's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
teenagers are having a hard time.
I think it's the worst for teenagers
Yeah.
right now. Okay, I love you all. Good night.
Good night. Soon.
Do you want to play a song?
Yeah.
Just so I have something to end on.
Which one?
That's good, soldier.